emphasis today has been about getting away from your swarm and trying to get traffic to the net. What's been going well for you, sort of making Hellebuck's life not easy, that's not the word, but easier than it could be so far?
Well, I think that's something that isn't just something we started now, in the start of the playoffs. We've often talked about, we got to get into people before they get to the net. It's a heck of a lot tougher to move it forward when he's already standing on top of Helly, and that's just something for us that, get into people as they're coming into the corners, as they're kind of moving. The other side, if we can't get body, then it's getting sticks, so that we can take those tips away. But I think that's something that over the course of the year that with all our D have done a really good job of paying attention to and being good at.
What's standing out to you about how the Nemestikov line has played? Even though they haven't scored Vladdy's line, it seems like they've been able to generate quite a bit. And not
well, that's kind of I know Ehlers isn't there, but that's kind of been their MO all year, that they're not a liability on our end. They spend a lot of time. They're good off the rush. They spend a lot of time in the offensive zone, and I'd like to see them bury a couple, because they have been getting great opportunities, some great looks, and when you can do that, whoever they're playing against, if they can go out and zone time the opposition line, that obviously leads to positive momentum for us. And having Nino there, he's a big body, he gets around the net front and kind of creates havoc that way. So they eat minutes and they eat it in the right way, and hopefully they can get rewarded for it.
How would you describe the job that Morgan Barron has done since moving to the middle?
Well, that was to be an experiment, and it's worked out well. We obviously, with the injuries to Coop and kind of down the middle, we weren't sure how things were going to work out, but he's a good skater, and we see him actually. It looks like he moves even better being in the middle of the ice. Probably because you're covering more ice as a centerman, and he's really good on faceoffs, and obviously knows the responsibility how to play without the puck. And to me, that he's really bought into the role, and I know he's excited about being in there, and that's just a bonus for us at this time of year.
How important is it to have that power forward kind of game? Felt like, you kind of missed him against Colorado last year in some ways.
Yeah, that injury was big for us last year, but he's a big, heavy guy, and this time of year, those are the type of guys that can help move the weight down the ice, and that's what he does. Whether that's him getting hard on the forecheck, or that's him battling in the D zone, and being heavy, and to Murat's point of boxing people out, trying to get to the net. That's having that size certainly helps.
Asked Robert Thomas about that swarm and the frustration playing against you guys, and he said the frustration.
Swarm. What is this swarm?
That's how Monty described it. You text with him, you ask him. But Thomas said that the frustration for him is coming out on the wrong side of that matchup that they've had against Scheifele's line so far. And I just wonder what you feel you're seeing from your top guys as far as them wanting to be the difference makers in this series.
Yeah, we had the last change at home, so obviously things will probably change here tonight. But that's kind of been the challenge all year, to not only Scheif's line, Vladdy's line, our fourth line. You're going to end up against different opponents each night. If you're going against the other team's top six, you got to win that. You got to win that zone time advantage, and that's, for me, is what's kind of happening. If we can do that, if we make the top players play on their end of the rink, hopefully they're tired and they got to go off the ice and change before they get to go to use their skill set. So we've been on the right side of that so far, but it's a different building now. Now we come in here and Monty has last change, and we got to have to play that game. But other guys are going to get caught out in the ice against some of their top people. They got to handle it, accordingly.
Kyle had talked about, it's one thing to do it in the regular season, but if you want to be the guy, you need to be able to elevate, and I wonder what you see from him and Scheif as far as them elevating.
Yeah, as this time of year goes, it's your best players need to be your best players. If you're going to have success, your role players have to step up and do things maybe they hadn't done in the course of 82 games, and that's kind of when you see success at the end of the season. That's what usually ends up happening. Your best players are your best players.
I looked at the sort of matchups from their February 22nd game. I think it was here, and they would have had last change. And it seemed like he didn't mind Thomas Scheifele in that situation. So is it maybe just for a shift here, a D-zone draw there? Like, when you talk about the matchups changing, is it going to be specific moments or big changes?
Well, I think that's one of the things since Four Nations that, I think that Monty's he's put the responsibility on Thomas and that line. They've gone against. We look back at a lot of their matchups and who they've played against, and they've gone head to head against the other team's top lines. And obviously, we know their success from that point to where we are now. So they're good players, and they played a lot like what we ask of our top players about playing well without the puck, buying into defending first. That's what they're getting on the same side. So right now, it's whatever. It might be a little bit of a trade-off happening, but I expect that matchup probably be the same.
And almost to Sean's point as well about Connor and Scheifele, it seems like even when the flow of play is equal, they're going to find a moment right now. There's a feeling about them.
Well, yeah, I think that, I can say the same thing the other way when Kyrou or Buchnevich or Thomas, that puck hits their stick, their skill set is coming out, and that's kind of what you see with Scheif and KC, that if they get the puck, that's the big thing, is that they're working to get the puck and they're working to get themselves into spots on the ice that now they become real dangerous. And I think that you can say that about any team in this league. If your skill guys have puck possession in key areas, they can make damage, certainly do some damage.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the inaugural episode of Winnipeg Whiteout Live, where we will be covering Jets playoff games, doing watch parties, having a great time. I'm Andrew Zolondek, and here's my co-host, Peter Westwood. Peter, are we ready to go? This is we're almost at game time, and this is going to be exciting.
Yeah, no, we are ready to go. There's one thing I noticed from the pregame though that I wanted to point out, that Shen might have 12 penalty minutes, but guess who else does?
Braden.
Well, Braden does, yes, but Logan Stanley has 12 penalty minutes in the series. Our best defenseman.
So they're tied as well. I didn't realize that. I should have done a better job. I should have done a better job picking the stats.
It was the Sportsnet. Well, I mean, anytime you can trip a guy who's 6'8", you got to take the chance, eh?
Oh my God, yeah.
Stanley's a
100%.
threat on both ends of the ice. I can actually genuinely say that because I think that's true.
Hopefully we see a clapper from him tonight. I won't lie.
I feel like
for these streams, I made a Stanley goal graphic, and let's just say it's a lot of fun, and I really hope it gets used someday.
I'm terrified I will accidentally damage property if Stanley manages to score.
Oh,
Like, I feel like I'm
it's
gonna
a
like
good.
knock my monitor out. Like, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna cost me money.
No, it's a good thing that my headset is wireless because I would jump for joy. I'd jump out of the frame.
Yeah.
One
Well,
hundred percent.
everything's wired, so you're gonna see me ripping things out. Like, what's it? Like, the
It's
Captain
like your whole.
America thing where he comes out like ripping wires out, or is that somebody else? Am I just an idiot?
Or is that Wolverine? I think that's Wolverine where he
Yes,
jumps out
yeah,
of the
that's
liquid when he
Wolverine.
gets the
That's what
adamantium.
that's gonna feel like. I'm gonna be jumping like just wires, ripping everything out. Gonna like
We're
look
gonna have
like
to end the
cable.
stream. Everything's gonna be broken.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 2 seconds. There'll just be a picture after of like an absolute whirlwind that's gone through the office here.
Oh, 100%. Just before we get into the start of the game, some breaking news from our fellow Winnipegger, Scott Oak. Dylan DeMello has fallen ill, and Colin Miller will draw into the lineup. So I did not see. I guess this was like a very recent development, so I don't know who is going to replace DeMello on the pair with Morrissey. But I guess we're gonna have to see where things go. I think my best guess would be they're gonna do Shen and Morrissey, and then have Miller and Stanley. But I get we'll have to see that at game time. But that is a big
Yeah,
loss for the Jets, who they already have Ehlers and Velarde out. But at least with Velarde, he is skating with the team, and he joined them on the trip. So I guess he's still possible for Game 4 on Sunday. But big
yeah.
blow losing to Mello. My gosh.
Well, the tough part about that is like, yeah, with Ehlers and more, or with Ehlers and Velarde, like they're both really good players for us, but we have a deeper forward core, and we've been able to get offense. Like Iafallo stepped up, Connor's been clutch as hell in these 2 games, but defensively, DeMello really, really shores us up, and that's what you see with defensive injuries. Like when your number 2, your number 3 goes down, then your 7 has to play as a 6, your 6 plays as a 5, your 5 plays as a 4, and you have people that are mismatching a bit. So I think the options are they either try to have, no offense to Miller, try to have him be a poor man's DeMello and try to throw him in on the top line, but that feels like absolutely sewering a guy to go from sitting to playing top pair minutes. So yeah, I think they might pull Shen up. Morrissey will be a bit more responsible. Shen doesn't need to be fast. He just needs to be big and take a guy with him when he's doing anything. And then Miller and Stanley will probably be our bottom pair there.
Yeah, Miller and Stanley, they played like a decent amount of games together this year. So it's not like they won't have any chemistry. And actually, I've thought about it before. I think stylistically, Shannon Morrissey actually could be a decent fit. I think, a bit of the more physical defenseman playing with Morrissey can work.
Yeah,
And
it's the
I think what really makes that potentially work is with having like one of the best defensive defensemen in the league, our boy Dylan Sandberg. Having him go up against the other team's top guys, that will like I think you don't have to lean on the Morrissey pair to always be against the top guys as much. So a guy like
yeah.
Shen could come in, and instead of playing, he's a little bit slower. So instead of playing first line guys, he's probably gonna be more playing second line guys. And I
Yeah,
think
like he's
in that
he's
role
playing
with a slow guy like
tired first
Morrissey,
liners or kind of ish second liners, which he can do. And yeah, like normally I wouldn't wish that on Sandberg, but he's looked like an absolute stud. Like he's playing like he's about to make a lot of money in
oh
this series here.
well, in the season too. Like I don't know how much you're into advanced analytics, but he is what they call an analytics darling. His even strength defensive numbers were like among
Yeah.
tops in the league. He's just
Oh.
he's such a game breaker for the Jets.
Yeah, one
Especially
it's
in the
weird
playoffs
because
this year, he's an X factor.
yeah, well, because normally when you think of like, if you'd say game breaker, you'd think like Hughes, Makar, whatever else, but like offensive game breakers. But it's something that you need. Like the Lightning went really far, and one person I think was a big part of that, and like how they've had that success is Eric Cernak, who same thing plays second pair. He's big. He really just shuts everybody down. He's playing top 4 minutes, not top 2, but he's really good defensively, and that unlocks so much. And if Sandberg's doing that for us, and he keeps doing that for us, it's gonna look unreal down the stretch. And like he's still got room in every other facet of his game. It's been an absolute treat to watch this guy motor.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I will say, I definitely do think Sandberg has a lot more offense to his game than Chernak does. But Chernak's a little more physical. Like they're kind of different
Yeah.
players.
Well, Chernak's also a unit, but I'm just saying, like, somebody in the second pair to really lock that
play-
in is
To
huge.
play shutdown minutes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's just like that quality of player on a second pair is hard to find. Like, it's like the top 4 right-handed defensemen that every team's looking for. Like, that's a difficult position to fill, and Sandberg filling that and solidifying our second pair makes us a defensive menace.
Oh yeah. So right as we're getting into the national anthems here, how do you think things are? Do you have a prediction for Game 3 after going up 2-0 at the 2 games at home? What's your gut tell you about what's going to transpire in this game?
My gut tells me they're gonna have a little more life. I think this game, I think it'll be like, we'll give it, I'd say 5-3 the Jets, but I think the biggest story is going to be Hellebuck stepping up because his save percentage we saw earlier, it's not on par with what it is in the season. And yeah, like the Blues have had some good shot opportunities, but he's due, and it's not like he's playing poorly. Like I think that he's really due to come up and just put the team on his shoulders tonight.
Yeah, because he played a lot better in the second game than the first game. But it's interesting you bring up the Hellebuck narrative. Like I really thought the national narrative around Hellebuck, like in the first 2 games of the series, like I just didn't agree with. Like you heard a lot of that, like Hellebuck was shaky, Hellebuck was shaky, like especially in game 1. You
Yeah,
know, I really didn't think that. Like I think like the first goal in game 1, Robert Thomas. Okay, there's 2 penalty killers that basically like attack at the blue line and miss. Thomas
yeah,
has all the time in the world to shoot. A guy like Thomas, if anything, he's probably more dangerous when he has time and space to pass. So I'm sure the goalie's got to be thinking about that. But it's an absolute snipe. Like maybe
yeah.
he could have saved it, but by no means is that goal a stinker. The
No,
second goal was like Shen basically. I know it was like the puck was bouncing and that was a bit of an unlucky bounce, but like Shen
yeah,
basically passed it right to Sundqvist and was behind him within like a second after that.
yeah.
And the
Well,
third
and
goal,
even like, yeah, go ahead.
and the third goal was Thomas like through like a screen of 1 Blues player and like 2 or 3 Jets players. So like Hellebuck absolutely he could have saved maybe 1 or 2 of those, but like none of those are stinkers, which is like kind of felt like what the national media was saying, which
Yeah,
I
that
do
was
not
weird.
agree with. And he
But
had the
also,
timely
like,
save against Kyrou in the third too.
yeah, but also you look at even the stats we had. The Blues on the power play are like what 40%.
Yeah, the Jets have been really good at even strength in the
Yeah,
series,
but
which is
our
like in
penalty
playoff
kill has
hockey, that's the
been
biggest thing.
atrocious. If we stay out of the box, statistically, it shouldn't be a close game.
Okay, opening draw. We got to get the rally towel out.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh gosh, this is so exciting.
If Stanley scores, I'll be using my shirt as a rally towel. I'll be going nuts. We'll have to get like a big blur bar for my hairless chest out here.
Well, you know what? I'll shout out producer Kieran. Maybe that's something we could save for the Patreon in the future.
Just knowing that I'm gonna be ungovernable, you're like, okay, like we need a couple stop.
We at least better be getting paid for any amount of clothing that's coming off your body.
Oh, that
Here we go. We got Pionk in the corner in our own end. Here we go. Pareko.
yeah,
Oh, Booch through the crease.
not entirely surprised
Oh
on
my
that. Like
gosh. Are you
you're
kidding
down,
me, dude?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man.
But one, you're
Booch
down.
is a guy.
Go, yeah.
No, you go.
Okay, like first of
livid.
all, they were gonna come out with a bit of gas. You're at home. You lost the first 2. The fact that he gets a stick on that after kicking
Oh
it
my
up,
god, I didn't even see that live.
yeah,
He
like it
kicked
was
it
quick.
like
It
that
almost
that
looked
would
like
have
it
been
was just a clean
like
kick. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like that's tough. But
that wouldn't have been a goal if it went straight in.
no, but to have the wherewithal
Or
to
did,
kick it and get a stick on it at the end, and like obviously Buchnevich, like teams are looking at him at the deadline. Like he's a good player, and unfortunately, he's in St. Louis, so a lot of teams, like a lot of markets, don't see a ton of him or pay attention to him. He's a good player, and when you put
No.
together a goal like that, I think everyone's right that he is a pretty solid player. Because how the hell do you manage to get your stick on that after kicking it at a pretty decent clip? Like, he wasn't crawling into the crease there. He was moving
No,
pretty
he
fast.
had some speed. No, what I was gonna say earlier was that like I really like last year, like the last few years that not this year but years previous where Buchnevich has been in trade rumors. Like man, I'm like that guy. It's like especially with the way they play now. I'm like that guy was born to be a Winnipeg Jet. Like I wanted them to trade for him so bad. He's such a good 2A all around player. So,
Yeah,
man,
he
it's
feels
so
like to
disappointing
me what
to see him score.
yeah, he feels like to me kind of what like a higher tier Nino.
Higher tier.
Like,
Well, he's a lot higher. He's a
I
legit
know,
like
but
two-way first liner.
but what I mean is
So
like
good.
when I look at the Jets, I'm like somebody who like Buchnevich is a bit bigger. He can
Hey,
score from a
boys,
bunch of different areas.
completely unbiased broadcast, but like we're getting swarmed here. We got to get this shit out. Like, what's going on?
It has been rough. Well, again,
Oh,
like
for God's sakes!
you come in at
Oh my God, Buchnevich has those crazy eyes. Are you seeing this
yeah. Oof.
in the scrum? Oh my God, she's going after Shen. What's going on?
Yeah.
So we got right after
Again,
that last
yeah.
chance in the whistle. I didn't see what happened before, but Shen and Buchnevich are like locked in, and like Buchnevich was giving him some crazy eyeball stares at him.
Yeah. Which like
Oh,
is up,
okay,
again,
I get it. I get it. Buchnevich
Yeah.
completely cross checks him in the back. Shen gets up. He's met. Wait. What did Shen? So he get cross checked in the back. What did he do?
He got 2 for tripping, it looks like. Because I'm at just the start of the power play. But yeah, like he got. I mean, let's be
This is
honest.
rough.
We can talk about what's a call and what isn't a call. Like we've seen with Ottawa and Toronto. We've seen with Minnesota and Vegas. There's no precedent. There's no standard of officiating that has been
Like
set at all.
in the first round of the playoffs, what you usually see is maybe like, you'll see like the first game of the series, they'll call a lot of penalties and they'll ease up after that. I think there's been a few series this year where it has been a little bit more inconsistent, but
Yeah. Well, yeah, because
we'll
even
see
if
how it
like
goes the rest of the first round.
yeah, if they stayed tight on it and they called a bunch of stuff or they let it go, that'd be fine. But there are just swings in a game that don't seem to have any indicator for when they're coming. That the
I would
refs
say
just remember they have the whistle on their hand and they start blowing stuff down.
I would say in this series, I don't know if I've noticed too much change. Like, I don't know if I've noticed the officials that much. Like, sure, there's been a few calls I don't agree with, but I don't know if it's like had
Yeah,
an
no, I'm
impact
saying
on the
more
series
like
per se.
in general over the first
Overall,
round
the
of the
playoffs.
playoffs. Because it's been like you've seen stuff out of Ottawa and Toronto, out of the
Where
Habs and
it's like
Caps.
regular season penalty calls, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, or just complete like or super soft or completely nothing. Like it's been inconsistent. The thing that's weird is like for this series being driven by power play goals, especially on St. Louis's side. Yeah, the reffing hasn't been that
Oh,
bad.
oh boy, Hellebuyck's gonna have to stand tall here, man. This is not looking good. They're
Yeah, that's
swarming.
tough. I don't know what Arneal's looking for unless there was an offside a
Oh,
while ago. But second for Booch. Wow, we got to stop being nice to this guy.
we got to start. Okay, actually, you know what? Buchnevich sucks. Like he's not good at all.
He's washed. He's
Trade
a
him.
deflection merchant. Look at this guy. Can't shoot for his life, hey?
Trade him for Stanley. That's a fair trade.
Yeah, well, him and a first for Stanley. Remember,
There
Buchnevich
we
is
go.
at 6'7".
That was a sick tip.
Yeah.
That was
So,
unreal.
apparently he can't shoot. Let him just take the puck clean. But
Not with a clean. He can't. No, he can't shoot clean. But he has some crazy hand eye.
yeah, no, but that's tough with like that's one to the back post. These are close to the net and redirects. Like on both of them, I don't really blame Hellebuck too much on either. Like
No,
it's just
like
his stick shouldn't be open. Oh my goodness.
Jets are getting swarmed right now.
Getting absolutely caved. Like there's got to be energy in that building that the Jets were not expecting. I think we maybe came in a little comfortable being up 2.
What is does DeMello have the flu and he gave it to the whole team? Like this is getting crazy. We need to get some momentum here. Build some good shifts. Like
Yeah, which and like
nothing
even if
looks
you're
smooth
not
right now.
building a couple shifts, Like, if you're a fourth liner, if you're third pair, get into somebody's grill. Like, even if you float something on Binnington and start to piss him off.
Well, it's the
Give him a
playoffs.
knuckle puck,
It's the
come
playoffs. You
in
put
and start
everything on net.
hacking at his glove.
You put everything on net. Come on.
Man, Hellebuck just isn't pinching many off here. Like, that one went under his glove.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness. We need to get a replay. That scorpion kick?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm a little bit behind, but I just saw that. That's nuts.
There was, like, first of all, our team defense needs to improve drastically. These are one-time chances.
Like, this could be without Hellebuck, this would be worse.
Oh yeah, this would be like 4. Like, these.
It could
if this
be
was like
literally.
Stuart
It could
Skinner, Linus Ullmark, this would be like 4 or 5 nothing.
Stuart Skinner. I felt so bad for Skinner yesterday when, like, after he got pulled, they were still chanting his name in LA. The crowd. That was so tragic.
Yeah. Well, like, the Oilers are not great defensively at this point, and Skinner's probably not a league average goalie.
Oh my God, Schenner, got to hit the net there, bud.
Yeah.
Oh, Stanley's gonna clap it in from the red line. You just know it.
Yeah. No, we definitely need. We got to play better defensively. Like, the amount of passes that are coming into the slot, like, it's just a bunch of one-time chances from like very decent spots on the ice, and like
at least
you
they
can only
forced
ask
that one offside.
Yeah, you can only ask Hellebuck to get so many though, because like, oh, of course Stanley gets
bodied there.
Yeah, gets worked here. Which, being that big and that tall, what the hell is going on? Okay, here's that scorpion kick.
Let's.
Oh
my days!
I'm gonna be completely honest. I feel like I tore my ACL again watching the way his leg moves. What the hell is that?
That was.
That's
like, where does that even hit?
I think it hits like his shoulder, his body. But seeing his leg
the
do
effort,
that,
it just looks so sick. Oh
yeah,
my
it
God.
looks unreal, and like seeing his leg move like that, I just imagine my knee like exploding out the front. Like, I would be bedridden for, I think, multiple months if I tried to do that.
Hellebuck, he does not make saves like that usually. You know, like, he's usually steady Eddie, play my positioning.
He's not an
athletic usually because he doesn't
goalie.
have to.
Yeah, he's a very structured goalie.
He's always in the right spot.
Yeah, he's not a Fleury or a Smith or one of those guys that's diving around.
Oh, Miller time almost. Miller got a shot.
Yeah, well, that was heavy, and Scheifele's getting thrown around. I didn't think the Blues were that big.
That's our identity though. Like, as long as I can remember, St. Louis has had physical teams. Bolduc's big. Neighbors isn't big, but he's annoying.
Yeah, we've had but still we have like
big.
Sandberg's not a small guy.
No, we're not
big.
small either.
Stanley should be hitting but even forwards like Scheifele's not small.
He hit
and
Kyrie
he's getting
pretty good.
tossed around.
Scheifele's big.
Like, he was
strong,
getting thrown around.
He's so strong. He's so strong behind the net.
Yeah, which is absolutely crazy. If you remember his first year in the league when he could barely stay on his feet,
and his nickname was Bambi.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts that he's a solid skater at this point. Because after seeing that, I never would have expected it.
No, but St. Louis, they're just playing with so much more pace right now. Their gap's better. It's mainly they're just quicker. Like, the Jets just look slow. Like, they weren't ready for them to come out with energy at home, and that has got to change fast.
Which is crazy.
And hopefully that Hellebuck Scorpion kick save can get them some momentum, and, like, you know, hey boys, like, we're still in this game, but we won't be if we keep playing like this.
Yeah, and I think, like, early on, like, it's been tough for them here, but first TV timeout, like, you're gonna take the guys aside and be like, all right, like, you've seen it. Nothing else is really a surprise here. Like, you need to pump it up. I don't care if you're throwing each other around in the TV timeout, if you're grabbing all the salts on the bench and shoving them in your nose, like, whatever you need to do, you got to match pace with these guys. Because right now they're running us over.
It's interesting because oh shit. No, it's interesting because Montgomery, like I heard one of his quotes this morning, and he was saying how um, he's not like he didn't really change the lineups even though they're down 2-0, and he kind of put faith in the guys that got him here. He said something to the effect of like the guys that I played in game 1 give us the best chance to win in game 3, and I wonder if that kind of vote of confidence is just them just playing free right now, which it looks like the Blues are.
Yeah. And I mean, for sure, because you look at it and like St. Louis has been red hot off the back end of the season with Montgomery in. And you say, like, all right, guys, like, it was a bit tough. I mean, DeMello not being in helps them out a little bit, but, they have skill. And, like, as long as you have a coach like that, and
Oh,
Montgomery seems like he's really good at, like,
Nino's getting in there.
yeah, he's calming his guys down, letting his guys, like, dial in. And you get the guys to trust their reps. And you say, you know what? Like, it's going to come. You're building chances. Things are going to break. Don't worry about it. Just put your foot on the gas and keep going. And it looks
Not
like they really have. Like, it looks like they haven't stressed about the results today. They've just been
that is
playing free, playing fast, and the results have come.
not biased at all, but I hope they play restricted and slow pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm really
Come on.
hoping it's. Well, it could also be like they could have trouble pacing themselves, getting off to a hot start, and yeah, like if they don't have a ton of energy, up to a
simple
hot
stuff.
start.
Point shots in traffic. That's what the Jets need.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if Schenner could hit the net.
Oh,
Oh, look at that keep.
yeah.
And then Samberg whiffed it 10 feet over the net. That's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely like there is the possibility that the Blues are coming out too hot too fast. And I think the fire is probably going to fade a little bit. So like the Jets need to keep up until then, and then they need to push.
No, this is a real test.
Fill
because...
him in. Fill him in. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Tanev's trying to get a call. Pionk and Lowry double teaming.
Tanev's saying he punched him. Tanev saying Buchnevich punched him in the mouth. Is Lowry beating on Snuggerud? Like Lowry, I think you picked the wrong guy.
Yeah, well,
picking like the little rookie.
Hey, I mean Snuggerud's been good. Like, yeah, like I'd probably pick on Booch out of a guy in the crowd there, but Snuggerud's been like one of the better players for the Blues this series. So yeah, go like kick the absolute snot out of him. But yeah, it's tough with Tanev and those guys. Like it seems like in the playoffs this year, again overall, guys who are willing to embellish a little bit are getting rewarded for it. And when you have like guys like Lowry and Tanev on your team that are the kind of guys who play through it, which I try to be a guy like that, I like it. You just don't get as many calls because things don't look as bad. The game's fast. It kind of flies under the radar. So like I think if Tanev snaps his head back a little, then maybe he gets that.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. But then you don't want to go too far and then get like a reputation like a guy like Kadri's had before, where like or even Bunting, where it's like you mess with the refs a few times with that embellishment, and they'll just like you have that reputation for a long time,
well,
and it's hard to shake.
It is like a fine line where guys like Bunting and Kadri, like it's the throw their head back and fall over. Like there was one in LA and Edmonton that Philip Deneau, like I have to give him credit for this. He did this real well. It's enough of a snap back of the head. You go, and they go, oh, something happened, but there's no dive after. There's no like you make it look involuntary, and you're not throwing yourself out of the play. You're just calling attention to the fact that there might have been an infraction, and like that's it. You don't need to fall on the ground. You don't need to hold your face and writhe around. Just the snap back of the head or like the shake of the hand or something. Like something that you can pass off as like an unconscious reaction, but that draws attention to what's going on.
Yeah, you're right, because like the
my
full
bid to be a professional rat.
Yeah.
Here's how to get calls you don't deserve.
No, but it's like yeah, no, it makes sense though, because like a full swan dive and you kicking your your legs out. Yeah, like the ref's gonna notice that. But if you just flick your head, it's like it's so fast that the ref's not even thinking about if it's an embellishment. They just see, oh, something happened.
Yeah, well, and you can
And then
pass
they
it
call
off
it.
too. Like if your head flicks, they can't call embellishment because you're like, oh, the stick was close to my face. I wanted to get out of the way. It was a reaction. So you can call that, but even if it's there or not, this draws the ref's attention to something's going on up there because that's not a natural movement that you do. So that's in reaction to something.
All right, we got to rally the boys here. We got to get the rally towel. I don't know where yours
Oh
is.
well, Morrissey needs to get that puck out, but yeah, we
Yes, he
gotta.
does. Okay, he does, but it doesn't mean my support wasn't heard or felt. Okay,
Yeah,
you don't get on me. I'm
I
just
mean,
a boy.
yeah, it's the Morrissey like,
Yeah, he
and
flubbed it for sure.
he did, but like that's the thing. If you're like, there are some teams or some players specifically that coaches will rake him over the coals for that. One, you got away with it, so all's well that ends well, and that's not a play he normally flubs. So if he comes back to the bench, he goes, "Oh, I should have got that out." You're like, "That you will next time. I know you will." Like, yeah, that was unlucky. Don't worry about it.
It'll
Because
be
right now the Jets are getting shelled. They're down to like
shots 10-3.
it is way more likely that they collapse into themselves, and there's got to be some work on the bench and some work in between plays to make sure that they stay out of their own head and they just play. They just play.
Well, that's an interesting point because I think kind of the Jets' whole thing this year was playing a style game that can win in the playoffs, and when you get to the playoffs, when you face adversity, which you always do in the playoffs, to not panic like they did against Colorado. So to be
Yeah.
down, like they were down by 1 goal in game 1, but like this is the first time they're down 2 goals in the series. I'll be really curious to see how they respond to that because I think what the Jets have built to all year is
Yeah.
a situation like this where you're not having a good first 10 minutes in the first period, but you could still flush it. And even though it's big stakes, it's a playoff game, a chance to go up 3-0, you're not gonna cower at the moment, and you're gonna stay focused and
Yeah. This is essentially a really good
do your
rep.
best to have a good period too.
Yeah. But right now, like, it's not the score that concerns me. It's the fact that possession wise and like statistically, it looks like the Jets are getting absolutely caved out here. Like, can't get ozone possession, having trouble making plays.
No,
Like,
they can't. The Jets are not. They're not like they haven't been like an amazing rush team. But yeah, their dump ins to start that forecheck are not working. St. Louis's speed has been a problem for them so far.
yeah. But yeah, and even still, like, some of these guys and like some of our defensemen, I can tell when you're winding up for a huge clapper like that, from the point, depending on what you want, that's less important. Because like you can take a bit off
Oh,
if you get it past that first winger. If the puck's in on Binnington,
is that
have
hip
somebody
check?
crash him.
Is that
Huh?
hip check? Do you think that hip check by Pionk should have been a penalty?
No. And
No,
in the playoffs, no. Like any hit like that, any
the
hit that
puck
has
was.
no head contact,
No,
you
I would
essentially
agree.
need to stay down for that to be a call.
Oh, is this Miller and Pionk? Oh my gosh, did you see the hits are 18-4 for St. Louis. So we saw a bit of this in the first period of game 1. Every period St. Louis comes out hitting. But
Yeah.
you know
Well,
what?
the thing that
That's been the
surprises
case.
me about that is the Blues have had possession more. I'm surprised they're hitting more. Like,
Usually when you hit that much more, it means you barely have the puck. But oh my, another brouhaha. Miller getting
yeah,
into it with Falk, Nemestikov, and Sundqvist.
Oh, it looks like Sundqvist might have a penalty. He was
You know what?
jaw dropped looking at the refs.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. I saw that. Nemestikov, you know what? I think his pestiness is underrated. Vladdy the Batty. He is
yeah,
not big, but I see him like especially in the last like third of the regular season. I saw him get into some scrums and be a little POS. So I like to see that from him. And if he drew a penalty, that would potentially be huge for a momentum swing here.
yeah. I mean, it looks like he did, and it'd be huge to get back. I remember when it was like every trade deadline, death, taxes, and Vlad for a fourth. Like he was getting juggled for like
Oh, because
3 years there.
he was like a deadline acquisition for Colorado. He was a deadline acquisition for Dallas. He was a deadline acquisition for the Jets. But
I
before
think for
that,
Tampa at one point too. Like he was
he was
moving
he was
around,
drafted.
moving
He
around.
was drafted by Tampa.
Oh, then maybe the Rangers or
Oh,
something.
let's
But
see. Let's see how much I could flex my hockey knowledge. So he was drafted by Tampa. Then he was traded to the Rangers. And what trade was it? It was in the Ryan McDonough JT Miller trade. Mestikov went
Oh,
the other way to New York.
yeah.
Okay, so I got that one. And then Vlad went from the Rangers to Ottawa. And then I believe this is not going to be 100% right. But it was something like Ottawa to I think Dallas to Detroit to Colorado. Was it? And then did he go? Then he went back to Tampa. Then they traded to San Jose, and then traded from San Jose to Winnipeg.
Yeah, that
I don't think I got
sounds
that 100%. I don't think I got that 100%
that's
right, but I
way
think I got it
closer than I would
mostly
have
right.
got. It
I think
sounds
I
like
got it
he's
mostly
done
right.
the reverse Isamont because Isamont's also taken the tour for a bit.
They were traded for each other. I'm pretty sure.
I
I'm
don't
pretty
know,
sure they were
man.
traded.
I
I'm
could
pretty
barely
sure
keep up with like the big
when
trades,
Eyssimont
let alone like these.
went to Tampa, it was Domestikov that went to San Jose, and then we got Domestikov from San Jose.
Oh,
I'm like pretty sure.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, Montgomery singing that song. That was hilarious.
I
Montgomery
like.
kind of seems like low key a pretty funny guy.
Oh yeah, like he
Like he's
seems like
down one
somebody
nothing in the
that's like
series, and he's talking about how like the whiteout was so bright, and it was like the whiteout was reflecting off his bald head and blinding his own players.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think something that's
You got to
huge from
respect that.
Montgomery and like looking at what's happened in St. Louis with him here and Boston with him gone. Now, granted, they weren't doing great before Marchand left, blah blah blah. But he seems like the kind of coach that at any point in the game, no matter how bad it is, your players look at him and you go, "He's not worried. Why should we be?" Like he
Oh,
always seems like he has it under control. He always seems like he believes in his guys. Like he seems like a coach that gets a lot out of his players.
yeah, that
Oh,
is very true. Ooh, look at that. Oh
yeah,
my
that
God,
was
that was
a
close.
4-on-4. Good chance for Shifley. Who let Pareko skate out? Why the hell was he the furthest up blue?
You know what?
Someone made a mistake.
Don't sleep on Pareko. That's another St. Louis Blue that I wanted the Jets to trade for like a long time.
I'm not sleeping on him overall. I just think offensively it's a surprise
Four
that he's up
Nations face-off champion Colton Pareko.
there. Oh
Here we go.
man, I would
Lowry
love to see
Miller.
Lowry. I'd love to see Lowry drive.
How electric would it be if we got a Miller time goal? Oh, that's a graphic I should have made.
Ooh,
Out of all my special goal graphics, I should have made a Miller time one. Oh,
Miller time would go hard. Well, we have to get cans of
Miller
it.
time.
We'd
Yeah,
have to
we would.
really lean
You would
into
have
it.
to you'd have to edit a Miller Lite can in it or a Miller High Life, depending on what you like.
Yeah, man, I really do want to see Lowry like drive the net on those, especially being a bit bigger. He didn't make a bad play, but
Miller
also
could shoot.
yeah, but Appleton peeled off. And I don't know why Appleton peels off for that because
Wait, hold up. Did you just say Appleton peeled off?
I
Was
would,
that
you know
intentional?
what? Oh, for
That's-
sure it was intentional.
That
What?
was a
How would I
stroke of
ever make a
broadcasting
mistake like
genius.
that?
Appleton peeled off. Okay. I don't think
My
a color
giant
commentator
tiger
ever said
Gene
that.
Principe out here.
Oh, is that who you take inspiration from? Is Gene?
Yeah.
That guy is the man.
my Dollarama Gene Principe.
Now you just need to jump through a table.
I wouldn't
Do you
be the
remember? Did
first
you see
time.
when he did that
Yeah. I love like
in
the
Buffalo?
way it
Oh, that was
cuts where you
iconic.
see that it's like kind of falling off the
Oh,
ladder.
it was like a terrible cut, but I think that makes it even better.
It does. Well, also the fact that like he's not an ex-player and he's not like 30. Like he's an older guy who's like who could very realistically like strain his neck or something doing that.
Like 100%. I think Gene stays in pretty good shape though.
I thought I heard glass breaking in the game audio. Oh,
I
get
don't
in there,
know. I don't know
Sandberg.
if I heard that.
Oh,
Maybe that was a fan making like a really weird
I
sound.
might just be going crazy.
Ooh.
That's a very real possibility.
The Jets do make me go crazy.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
so
even count.
desperate to see the Jets produce something that I'm just imagining things.
Just imagining things to keep yourself entertained.
Yeah. Well,
Get that garbage
one
out of
thing
here.
that's good.
Save with Hellebuck.
Yeah, one thing that's good about this is I think like taking a step back and looking at it, the Jets are getting shelled, but it's 2 and there's time left in the first.
Oh, and there's
Like
lots of time left in the game. If you could keep it to 2 or less of a deficit, there's
yeah, well, this
an
first,
opportunity to reset in the intermission.
yeah, this first could have been 4 and the game's away from them and then it gets out of hand. But Hellebuck has helped out a lot and they've managed to get away with just the 2. And that's something that we can get back. And like very confident. I think Arneal would be too, getting into the room and he's like, "Yep, we can get 2. We've done it before, but we just need to make sure shit's not going into the slot as much." Like
The slot shots, the tip shots. I think it seems like in the last few minutes the Jets have done a better job of slowing them down like a little bit. Like that first 5 to 7 minutes was crazy. It was like a grade A scoring chances shift for the Blues.
yeah, no, we were getting
It's settled down
absolutely cratered.
It's settled down a little bit since then.
Like that was landing
admittedly.
combos on a punching bag. That was atrocious. And that's like a very mild wording of that first 5 minutes.
And Buchnevich just has all the adrenaline pumping through his veins on those goal cellies. He's going nuts. I thought he's gonna do the
It looks like
Kuznetsov
there's
bird.
more than adrenaline pumping through that guy's veins. He might need to get tested after.
What do you mean by that?
Those your eyes are that big and that blue. There is a little secret sauce in there, I think.
Okay. Kuznetsov's in the KHL. I don't even think him and Buchnevich hung out. Chill out.
Oh, well, I think like Nichushkin might have or whatever, among other problems with Nichushkin, but
Oh yeah, we don't even want to get into that, to be honest.
no. There's got to be a few other guys that dabble,
Partake in their own kind of whiteout.
Oh yeah, have some candy, couple snow showers. Binnington looks like he would.
Binner?
Oh yeah, he looks like a log.
I
I bet in
don't
the off season he absolutely wrecks his body. Like he's pulling years off his life.
I don't know. I don't know. I think if he was doing crazy stuff like that, then he actually would be nervous.
Either
That's what the Jets should chant if there's a game 5. Remember, like back in 2019, that's what they're chanting. You look nervous, and then because that's what he told the reporter.
Yeah, he like Binnington looks like a guy who either like always has something going up his nose, and he's just like a bit neurotic, like.
This is a tangent I did not expect to go on.
Or he looks like a guy who like is like full like sensory deprivation, like locks himself in a cave.
Okay,
on
that
off
I
days.
can see. Like Aaron Rodgers type shit.
Oh yeah, like something. You look at that guy and you're like, I mean, he's a goalie, so this is low hanging.
They're all weird,
but there's something off about him for sure.
Oh my gosh, yeah, like it's like there literally isn't a goalie who isn't weird. Like I remember working Moose games this past year, like one of their prospects, Dominic Divicentis or Divicentis, however you say it. No disrespect, but he has this. You know how goalies have like the crazy eye routine where they like dart their eyes around their head. His is so crazy. It looks like it's out of The Exorcist, like being possessed like by a demon. And like nobody, and like it's just a moose that this never goes to air, but just on the cameras I see it, and he's literally like spinning his eyes all around his head, twirling his head around. It looks so crazy. I know my boy here knows what I'm talking about, but it's like it's absolutely wild.
Well, I'm guessing the reason it doesn't go on the air is because the archbishop the team hires has his hand full between periods, putting it back in its cage, like
the archbishop. Like at first I was like, Archbishop, what's he getting at? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, but like, well, yeah, and like Hellebuck is like, it's crazy. You see his eye warm up, but the way his ears are shaped, I wouldn't be surprised if he was blind, like if he daredeviled it. Like his ears are so prepped to receive any kind of sound from in front of him. Okay.
Cam Fowler just went duck. Cam Fowler just went duck hunting.
Yeah, that's it looked like skeet shooting with how well he picked his spot there.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's up.
sorry,
And also, like, Fowler isn't a guy that should be doing that, but absolutely
I'm-
flies in. So who's behind Iafallo couldn't catch him? Connor was
uh,
further back. I don't know why Connor didn't come in
you
and
know,
take him. It looked
you
like
know what,
Connor.
Hellebuck's a bit like Lundqvist, where like he plays a little bit deeper in his net, but it works for him.
Yeah. I like that one. It looked like he was a little further out and it went over his shoulder. You know what? Out of the three of them, that's one where I'd say
The
like
most,
that would be nice for
may,
Hellebuck to have taken.
maybe not maybe like some of those other goals we were talking about. Maybe not a stinker, but one that would be a nice timely save for sure.
Yeah. I
Oh
think
my
we
gosh.
okay. All right. We have him on the ice. I feel good now.
Cole Perfetti? I feel pretty good about having Cole
Oh,
Perfetti on
I
the
think we
ice.
need a big cannon of a shot from this guy back here.
Big
Oh,
cannon.
it is Miller and Stanley.
So are you saying we have two cannons on the ice?
Yeah.
Oh, Tucker just hit his own guy.
We got to go for a shelling from the blue line. Absolutely rock him.
What's going on?
It
Oh,
is.
oh my God. Nino just took a penalty, I think. Give me
Uh,
fuel. Give me
no,
fire. Oh, and he didn't? Oh, okay, good.
no. Good. Yeah, you got to
It always scares
clear
me
the
when they
way.
put the it always scares me when they put the hand up for offside and then you think it's a penalty.
Yeah, I like normally when the hands up, I don't pay attention to it until they're in the zone or there's a few seconds for that reason. Because like sometimes they'll put it up and put it back down or like maybe see something. If I see the hand up for an extended period, then I go, "Oh, okay, we're done." But and also sometimes you can see it with the players. Like you see the players slow down or you see like the team who got the penalty, they kind of collapse a bit and then there's movement in the back end. Like there's some other ways to spot it. I wonder what happened like cuz I remember Stanley it was like years ago. He wanted to shoot and rush a whole lot more from the back end. And now he
I
just looks nervous and throws the puck back in.
to me I think that's I could I my theory would be that's more of a Jets directive where they want him to be that stay-at-home physical defenseman, but maybe stylistically that's not exactly like what suits his skill set the best. Like as much as he is big,
Yeah.
I actually think the best parts about his game are probably some of the offensive things he does. Like again, yeah, like not a lot of them hit the net, but he's a high shot quantity guy, and like that's
Yeah.
not a terrible thing.
Well, you need to like reverse buffling him. Like the thing that's tough is he's this big gangly boy looking like Melvin from Madagascar, and he doesn't want to
Oh,
use his
good.
size at all.
Oh, good. Hey,
Get
did you see that
the
hit on
Kairu
Kyler?
hit.
That hit, and then
Yeah,
on Thomas too. That's two hits. That's two. That's two hits.
that like I like how you say that like that's a defense of his physicality. It's 6'8",
You know
two
what? No,
hits to his name. He's got to have more
you know
though.
what? And
Oh, here he
to
is.
his
Get in
to,
there. Skate it in.
to his
Skate it
credit, I
in.
thought he had a good game.
Oh,
Here we go.
yeah. I like a good
Look
game
at
for him
look at that
is
dumping.
a game.
A
Yeah.
good
No,
game for him. What do you
we
mean? Like
need
a
to
good game for him is a game where you don't notice him?
like a good game for him is like a game for most other defensemen, I think, but we I'm normally not a park the bus guy, but we need to bend and not break for this last minute.
Oh my, yeah, 4-0 is like
Going down 4
definitely
would be a
not.
ball breaker
Absolute,
here.
absolutely not. That's not an option.
But also it's
They
5-on-5. We don't need to collapse like that.
no, like they're. I don't know if it's DeMello being out. I don't know what it is because the Jets do not look like themselves right now.
Again, like I think part of it is DeMello because DeMello's your number two. Oh, DeMello's your number two, essentially.
Oh,
So
that was a good chance.
yeah, so you have whoever the number three is. You go from playing second pair to first pair. That's a huge jump. And then you have a defenseman going third pair to second pair. That's a huge jump. So just from that, you're having two guys that are a little mismatched.
Oh,
Just
oh.
like,
Nino, got to get that through, bro.
yeah, you have 7 shots in the first, and like I know that when you're on the ice you don't know that, but you have 7 shots in the first. It doesn't even need to be hard. Just get it close to Binnington. Make him do something. Because he hasn't really been tested too
Tested.
much.
No, definitely not.
And
Oh,
like,
for
we need
goodness
him to be. Because,
sakes. Can
yeah.
you not allow a potential grade A opportunity, like, with 10 seconds left?
You know what?
I'm literally going to crash out.
Very confident. Okay, so if I break my stuff, it's because Stanley scores. If you break your stuff, it's if the second period looks like the first.
I'm going to, like,
Because
jump
this
off
is
my
something
balcony.
like I have confidence the Jets are going to come back from this, but that first period was not a prime viewing experience.
I ain't going to lie, bro. I don't know if I have the same confidence that you have. I hope that they could make a game of it and play a much better second, but a 3-0 hole in the playoffs against a team like St. Louis that plays so physical and grinds you down, I don't know. I would say the one saving graces, though, in each of the first 2 games, St. Louis played really hard and really physical in each of those
Yeah.
first periods, and by the third period, I think they were at both games they looked tired, and the Jets were the better team in each third period, especially game 1.
Yeah, and like they've slowed down, which can help. But also tonight, like we haven't really seen Shifley put his stamp on a game. We haven't seen Connor put his stamp on a game. Haven't seen Iafallo. Like we haven't generated much, which means that I don't really think Binnington's in the game. And like, yeah, I'd rather us be generating stuff because then it's like, okay, the chances come. But in the second period, if we start generating some, they don't have to be grade A's, some grade B's, whatever else. If we get some okay scoring chances, as long as we start building momentum, I think that we're going to crack Binnington because he loves to look like he's this unflappable guy. I don't think he deals with pressure well. He just attacks it and wins sometimes. Like he doesn't seem
That's
like a
actually a really interesting way to put it. Like
he
you
because he
think
doesn't seem like a guy that's calm. Like it never seems like he's chill. It seems like he's just like
always
absolutely
wired.
hopped up. Yeah. So like if you can crack it, he explodes. Like you've seen games that he's just useless and he throws water bottles at people and he tries to fight people, whatever else.
I don't know. You know what? What I will say, the Four Nations final, that was not luck. Like in that overtime, he was excellent and he was cold as ice. Like he was so good in that. Like the
Yeah.
Canada does not win if he's not so good in that overtime.
No, which was crazy because I will admit I had no confidence in him until that. Like he
Oh,
kind of started ramping it up, and
I don't think anybody did.
it was nerve wracking to watch him, but it was like he's making saves, and like at the end of the day, nobody really cares what it looks like. You just got to make it. But we had 8 shots this period. We didn't have a ton of good ones. Like I don't think
No,
there's
like
really an
that. I think
opportunity for him
one
to
of the
be
one
in
of
the
the
game.
one of the last ones, like the Connor chance, was decent, but even then, that's
It
kind of
was
far out.
decent
And
for the possibility of a rebound. Like I
yeah,
don't think the shot really tested him, but that's it. Like, and we haven't had many scrum chances on a rebound to smack in front. We haven't had much like that. Like, I think we could get back in the game if a puck finds its way through and Iafallo takes out the 9-iron, chokes up with his hands, and just chips it past. Because it doesn't seem like Bennington's had to make a good save. They've been routine saves. He's seen the puck all the way through. There's no reason for him to be mentally in the game from the gameplay. Like the situation, yeah, when you're down 2-0, you're at home, you really need to win. Of course he's going to be pumped about that. But nothing about the on ice product in the first has required him to lock in.
no, yeah, like I said, like that Connor chance, like at best, that's like a B chance. Like definitely no A chances that he was facing yet. Hopefully, we'll see that here in the second period.
Yeah, but like the way this game's going right now, I'm looking for guys like Iafallo, like Lowry, like Tanev, like Gus, like maybe
Yeah,
Anderson Dolan.
it's such a playoff cliche, but like maybe like getting a greasy one, that is probably that does
It's
feel like what it's going to take to get on the board.
the greasy ones also, like, I think they hurt more. Because if somebody absolutely wires one, it's like, okay, like, you know what? There are good shots. They happen. But when somebody has their foot in their mouth and it goes off their cheek and in, like, what are you supposed to do about that? Like, you know, it's not a skill play. So you're like, oh, we're getting worked here. Like, we're actually getting worked. Like, somebody who can't walk and chew gum fell into the puck and they scored.
Yeah.
So it's like, and when that happens, anyone can do it. So you go, oh shit, like now we have to worry about everybody. If it's Kyle Connor ripping one home and like grazing the crossbar, you don't have to worry about Gustafson scoring that. But when it's like wedged in someone's booty crack and falls out over the goal line, anyone can do that. Like that's
Yeah.
you have the entire roster to be worried about on those.
Oh yeah, for sure. So what do you think the Jets are going to need to do to get their forecheck going? Because you've seen in this series that when they get in on the forecheck and create possession off that, especially in third periods, it's been really hard for the Blues to counteract that. What do you think's the key for the Jets to handle the Blues pressure? They're obviously feeling that great energy on home ice. What do you think's going to be the best plan of attack to you know get establish their forecheck again and actually create some offense and not just play on their heels so much?
Yeah. Okay. I'm a bit biased. This is what I'd also like to watch. But a lot of the time, like they're ripping it down around the like down along the boards through the back. Like Binnington gets a chance to stop it and play it, whatever else. Flip it, get like loft it into the corner and make sure Binnington can't play it and make those defensemen feel the pressure. If you have Lowry and Tanev crunching defensemen, like, yeah, you want to say take a hit and make a play. They're going to take one shoulder check, and if it looks decent, they're chipping the puck up the boards.
Oh, for sure.
So having one of them come in, like, you just make them feel less comfortable. Even if you're not taking away space, if it feels like you are, they're going to play different. And, like, that's the same thing, like, in the front. And even if you don't score from that, you're creating space. It's more likely that on the boards in the corners that they're going to turn it over. If you're causing way more trouble in front, they're going to collapse a bit because they don't want to they don't want to give us an easy one. So even if you don't do it the whole period, if you do it for a bit, your perimeter players can breathe a little.
Oh yeah, and I'd say, yeah, the gap definitely has to be better. That neutral zone gap, they're coming in with too much speed and too much pressure. I'm
Well,
not
like,
saying I am like, you know what, I never even played hockey. I just watch it, but from a lot of the analysis I've seen, watch, and like even hearing other coaches talk about it, it's like that neutral zone gap. If you don't have that in the right order, teams are going to be coming in so much speed in your zone, and that's so hard. That's so hard to defend when they're coming in with so much speed and room.
yeah. Well, even for me, like, I will take all of the my attempted good analysis out of this. Two of those rushes where people came flying in and were pretty much alone were Colton Parayko and Cam Fowler. That's a problem. This isn't Houston McCarr. Like, these are like two-way defensemen or defensive defensemen that are just loose out of the pen. Nobody's contained them yet. Like, that's not a good play. That's not Kyrou having wheels. That's not Snuggerud just blasting off into the stratosphere. That's a couple pretty middle of the road offensive threats who just find themselves alone. So that's a breakdown that you can definitely control because those guys are not breaking through coverage to get to that spot. That's something they were given.
Oh, for sure. Okay, can I ask a huge favor?
Depends.
Okay, so I'm this is what I'm hoping. I'm gonna pose you with a question, and then I'm gonna run to the washroom quick, and then you could ramble. Does that work for you?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Okay, so over the years we've seen we've seen a lot of with the whiteout. It's just such a great atmosphere, so much fun, and we've seen a lot of great costumes and great jerseys over the years that have been memeable. And we talked about it a bit before, but I just want to hear your take on what you think. Like let's say what you think the top three best whiteout costumes slash jerseys are, and then what your favorite one is and why.
Yeah,
Does that tee up work for you?
for sure, I can do that. I mean, if you're in the bathroom or if you're running out or doing whatever, you'll have to look back at the video and hear it. But yeah, top three and then top one and why. I think I can do it.
Okay, I'm gonna be pretty quick, so I think I'll be back for at least the last part of it. But here's
Okay.
Peter dissecting the best whiteout costumes that there has ever been.
Yeah. Obviously, this is an objective list because I've never been wrong about anything. So if you want to argue with a wall. Three best outfits that I'd have to give the whiteout. Like any of the white suit, the painter suit, I give number three because anyone can do it. You know exactly what's going on, and it's great for the vibe of it. It is you are just hype man concentrate. And like doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you have a blank slate to go nuts. Because like the painter's costumes, you'll have your face mostly covered. The like skin suits, like the blue man, green man, or whatever, you can just go wild. You have free reign to do that. You can be a caricature, an absolute goofball. And it's something anyone can do. It's great. But the top two, I think, have to be we're going to go into customized jerseys because you got to commit to the bid for those. And I really, really appreciate that. Second best, there was a new jersey that pictures came out around and like it kind of showed up on Twitter a bit. There was the throat goat, number one, which it's recent. Hell yeah. Somebody decided they're like, okay, I'm going to fork up the money to put this out and walk around with it. And that one is like a two. I'll put that as a 2B. So I guess this is 4. 2A was the MILF jersey, but that's personal preference. I'll say you can pick which between those two. But the reason none of those are number one is I think far and away the best outfit I've seen has been jersey number 69 ass eaten season. And I will tell exactly why, especially compared to the throat goat jersey. So, numbers. We'll start with numbers. Throat goat, number one. Okay, you think you're the best. Great. There's a bit of ego there, but maybe you are. Can happen. 69, original funny number. And also, you give and you take. It is reciprocal. The economy is working as intended. That's a point for the Eaton season. But they really pull away when you get to. Just quickly, does Simone Biles call herself the GOAT? No. Did Serena Williams? No. MPP? No. LeBron? No. McDavid? No. If you're the GOAT, you don't call yourself the GOAT. And if you're calling yourself the GOAT, there's more than just a little ego in it. But Eaton season, there is no promise of elite skill. There's no promise
Okay, I'm
of
back.
there's no promise of any high-end execution. Eaton season is the love of the game. Like
Oh,
there's
he's
an
getting
off
to this
season.
point.
Oh yeah, they're like if you're wearing the ass eaten season jersey, your off season is bulking and then cutting right before you're getting ready. You're doing preseason work. You got a combine probably because this isn't about being good. This is about loving the game for the game's sake. And the only promise from that jersey is passion for Eaton season.
So
And
you know what?
like the reason, hey, we have Lowry as a captain because he is a hardworking, passionate guy who puts the boots on and goes to work. And Eaton season, that jersey, that legend of a human, I am very confident they are for the people, by the people, and they'll put their boots on and work their ass off until the sun sets.
That's the kind of fan that is aligned and that our captain represents. I like what you're going.
Oh, and I think that's what our market is too. Like we gotta work hard. Like we're not like
This is
some
this
teams
is a,
try to take like,
this is a working class town.
yeah, well, and it's like it should be, and I think anytime you see like the problem with like Toronto, it's like, oh, all the suits in the lower bowl. What? No, the suits don't make the team what it is. They don't make the barn what it is. They don't make the whiteout what it is. It is normal people that have the passion for it, much like Mr. or Mrs. Ass Eating season.
Mr.
That
and
like
Mrs. Is that
or
confirmed? Is
Mrs.
there a Mr.
I don't
Is it
I
Mr.
don't
and
know if
Mrs.
there's
or is it
two. If there's
or
two
there's
and they're
one?
made for each other, that's beautiful. I love
You know
that
what?
for them. They gotta be
You know what?
happy as hell.
You know what I love about this little segment is that, for both of us, it's their first time doing this. We're probably a bit nervous, and I feel like we leaned heavy on like the commentary and analyst part in the first period. But really, what I want this to be about is having fun, and that is a fun segment because there's lots of great whiteout costumes and some iconic
Yeah,
memeable ones.
man.
So
Yeah,
like,
like
oh, this is great.
earlier on and
We gotta loosen up. We gotta loosen up. We gotta have fun. We gotta get a Jets goal.
we do.
We gotta get
Oh,
hype, man.
for sure. Man, the
We gotta
first
wait.
part of that
We
period,
gotta
like
wave the towel. We gotta wave
there
the
were a
towel.
couple times where I was like talking about it and I was like, man, like it almost sounds like I think I know what I'm talking about. Like this is kind of crazy. Like it sounds like
Yeah,
I
I tell
think I
you,
have some
it's like
points.
you actually gotta convince yourself. Like we were talking about, like neutral zone gap. Like I don't know. I feel like we gotta
Yeah, which me
loosen up a
talking
bit.
like even when I play, I'm a beer league OV. I just it's a toe
Hey, hey,
drag
hey, hey,
wrister,
hey, hey!
short side,
Eight,
top corner, like
84
nothing
mile an
else.
hour, 84 mile an hour clapper. Come on,
I mean, does it hit the
come on.
spot I'm aiming for? Usually no. I did get one time goal, and that was probably pretty close. But yeah, definitely not the kind of hockey player that is known for their good analysis and commentary.
No, you know what? If you stick in the game till 39 years old, like Ovi, you'll get the Div 15 goal scoring record. I believe in you.
That would be honestly, I think that's like one of the most depressing things you could have. Like imagine having that in your house. Like
Yeah, they
not
should give
even
you a
like
plaque.
Div 1. Yeah, not like a senior A. It's like Division 15 goal scoring record and it's like, "Oh, did anyone challenge you for it?" It's like, "No, they have like a wife and
No,
kid.
you know what you got to do? The
They have
day,
a life. I'm just sitting here
the
chugging
day
away."
you, the day you break that record, you got to request like the league. Hey, I need a 30-minute. I need a 30-minute ceremony for this, even if it's in the middle of the game, just like Ovechkin. I need to have a speech. I need to have my family there and my wife and my kids. I need to interrupt the 4 people in the crowd's time by talking
Oh my
obnoxiously
goodness.
about my accomplishment and what it means to my family and my teammates. I need to have maybe like the local MLA in the area to like represent you with the golden
Okay,
stick.
that honestly, like if I brought that up to the league, I think they'd realize that is funny as hell. Because I think honestly, like the only time Bettman has been approaching a not an idiot essentially is him realizing out of all of the games that you could stop halfway through and have like a 40-minute ceremony and nobody gives a shit. It's an Islanders game.
That
It's
okay.
like
I do not want to drag
tell
Islanders
me
fans.
I'm wrong.
The Islanders have great fans, but maybe not this year. Because
Like
I heard
they're
that was
also
the first.
bad.
I heard that was the first game they sold out all year. Was that game, and it was like half Washington fans. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, well, because there's nothing
I need
exciting about the
wait.
Islanders. Yeah.
I need to stand up. I need to stand up. We need to get. We need to stand up. We need to get the rally towel going. I need to lean down.
Yeah,
We need to
I'm
get
not.
a goal this period. We need to
We
go.
do. I'm not standing up because my gut's gonna pop out. I'm built like the Grinch.
This is gonna be the first 3-0 comeback in Jets 2.0 playoff history. Because I don't like that has that no, that did happen.
Is it?
Nashville game 3. No, that happened Nashville game 3.
Okay,
The
because
first
I was
one
like,
on the
that's
road.
really bold of you to just throw that out there like it's fact. Like,
As soon as I was saying it, I was realizing, oh no, this is wrong. I was at the game. I should know. I was at Nashville
oh.
game 3 when they came
Wow,
back.
what a
from
little
3-0 down.
flex, hey? I was nowhere near being at that game.
I've been to some great home whiteout games. So I didn't go to any of the whiteout in 2015 because I didn't have a job in grade 10 and I couldn't afford it. But
Yeah.
for 2018, I went to round 2, game 3, and that was like so electric. That's probably the best game I've ever been to.
Mhm.
I think then in 2019 I went to a whiteout game and they lost and it sucked against St. Louis. Bad omen there. Then I went to game 1 Colorado last year, and maybe the Jets didn't play amazing, but that was a crazy game. And then this year I went to game 1 of this series, and that was electric too. Connor scoring the minute and a half left, that was nuts. We gotta get fired up here.
Yeah.
Jets
And like,
had a little bit of a chance off the rush there. We need to get, what, who'd be really good to get a greasy goal? Shifley working it behind the net to Iafallo to tap a rebound in. That's what I'm feeling.
I think on that top line, Iafallo to me is the most likely to get something going. But I think I have a soft spot for Tanev. I have since he played for us. Tanev getting a grinder goal right now would feed families.
Tanev goal. What do they? Oh, what do the Jets have as a nickname for him? Because I know in Seattle they called him Turbo, but I think here they call him like Smoke or something. Or is that the nickname for DeMel? I don't know. Hockey players have weird nicknames.
Yeah, well, most of them have easy ones, but anytime they're like not easy, they're the weirdest, like nichest, like this one time at band camp story.
Speaking of bands, I heard that Jacob Chikrin with Washington's nickname is just Ovi just calls him Bands because that's like Bands that Make Her Dance, the song they sing in like pregame. He just literally just calls them Bands.
It really sounds like.
And I heard
It
the
sounds
default
like
nickname in
Ovi
Washington
is like.
just Babe.
It sounds like
every
Ovi's the town elder. Like he just looks at somebody, he's like, "This is your name now," and they
Band.
can't
Yes.
say no.
And then it sticks. Or I think the guy. You know what? I bet you this is what it's like. I hear Ovi calls a lot of guys Babe too. I bet you the thing there is if he doesn't like you or doesn't think there's anything special about you, he'll just go to the default and go to Babe. But if he comes up with a unique one, that means he likes you.
Yeah, it really seems like, and there's probably like one or two guys that are like, "Hey, don't worry, like it'll come with time. You just chill, just like hang guys out there." Okay, did you see again on that Fowler? They showed the replay of the Fowler break-in, and Connor was just zoned out, like he wasn't looking.
Yeah, he looked like 2020, like 2021 Connor. Like in the regular season and the first 2 games, he's looked a lot better in his own end. Oh, there we go. You know,
he looked zonked.
There
in
was
that, in that replay.
He's been a lot better defensively this year, though.
Yeah.
But so and he's been good in this series. He's two game-winning goals. Give him a break. You can't have one little lapse in his own end.
Out of everybody that would do that, he maybe deserves one.
Give him a break. Come on. But there we go. I like Nino. Just throw it on the net.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's anyone in the YouTube chat because I know there's a YouTube chat. I just don't.
I haven't looked at that at all yet. I hope so. Or maybe there's nobody watching, but maybe there is a few people watching.
Who knows?
There is. Are you actually checking it out right now?
Yeah, I was going to. You said that you were. Oh.
No, I said I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. And anybody, if anyone is in the YouTube chat, even before I get there, I am so sorry that it's taken this long to check.
You know what? This is the first one. We're getting into it. Just like I said, give Connor a break. Gotta give us a break sometimes. Yeah. Oh, here's Lowry. Lowry in the corner. Oh man.
Okay, come all right.
That was a little. That was close, man.
Okay, act like you got it. All right, so somebody's in here for the Leafs, which I don't know how you're.
How did that get to the Leafs, dude?
I know what. This isn't TSN, okay? Like we're not. Yeah,
this is for the Jets, man.
Yeah, like
get out of here.
Play along for a little bit, man.
Get out of here. What's even? Well, I don't even know. Oh, wait, no. Toronto won 2-1, right?
I think so. I'm guessing he wouldn't be in there peacocking around if the Leafs lost to the Sens tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. In OT. Okay, Leafs are up 3-0. Oh, no.
They won an OT. They did win an OT.
Oh, no. Yeah. Leafs are up 3-0 against the Sens.
Oh, gosh. That's going to be a nightmare.
Toronto's going to burn down if they lose the next game.
That would be... like... I'm not someone who hates
That
the
would make
Leafs
me
or
so
anything,
happy.
but it
I'm
would still
normally
make me
not a
very happy. It
hater.
was so funny. I don't hate.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm kind of indifferent. They are very entertaining to follow because it just seems like just chaos follows them no matter what.
Yeah, it's
the era is.
hilarious to watch everybody self-destruct. To me.
Oh, like I think the most shocking one is definitely when they lost to Montreal. Like when that Toffoli empty net goal went in Game 7, I could not believe what I was watching. Okay, boys,
Yeah.
let's get in on Vings here. Let's do this. Come on.
4 minutes in, we haven't been
We have
rifling shots there.
I think the shots are 1-0 for the Jets in this period, if I'm not mistaken. If my math is correct, which it probably isn't.
Okay, IFL is in the corner. Whistles have been put away on St. Louis's side, which, I mean, there is the potential we're just not working hard enough to really garner a call, but a power play would be huge for us.
This is a physical series, and those kind of series, they tend to put the whistles away a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
God,
that's
not an
where it's
IFL attack.
important to skate
good, they dumped
through
it in.
any contact. Because if you stop moving your feet through contact, then it's really easy to just like kind of pinch off your angle and you're done. As somebody who's gotten hit a lot and as somebody who's hit a lot of people, when their feet are moving through a hit, it sucks. It makes it like you kind of have to grab and pull to slow them down, and that's how you get calls.
Here we go, Mark.
It's just super tiring.
Oh, Shen finally got a shot on net. Here we go. We got a Shen shot on goal. Shots are 2-0 Jets in this period. We're gonna win this game. Here we go.
Well, we're on pace for what 8 shots, and they're on pace for none.
In my books, that's an absolute win.
Huge.
Ideally, a goal or two in there as well.
Oh, well, apparently we're. I hate those stats that are like undefeated when we
lead after whatever.
Yeah, and it's like those stats are. There's going to be regression to the mean. Like, there's no way that those are going to stay forever.
Well, when you have Hellebuck as your goalie, yeah, you're going to win a lot of games when you're up after the third period.
Oh my goodness,
was a crazy record though.
There for a while.
Whoa, hand pass? You can't be doing that. You can't do that. You can't be passing with your hand. You got to pass with your stick.
Yeah, hold on.
You're looking at something right now.
I am.
What are you?
I'm actually putting in the chat in the in the YouTube chat.
You're in the chat. Are you okay? Are you like?
I'm not smart enough to type and talk at the same time. Okay.
I'm like, bro's awful quiet right now.
Normally I can talk, but it's like it is ridiculously hard for me to talk and type at the same time.
Honestly, I would probably be the same way.
Well, also you do that thing where you end up typing what you're saying if they're two different things.
Yeah.
And then you look at like your text after or whatever, and you're like, that doesn't make sense. That's not a coherent thought.
No. Okay, shots are still
my goodness.
shots.
Oh, you can't be. Really?
What?
My goodness. He went to his knees easier than I do for a 20. Are you kidding me?
Yo. That is not a penalty, dude. That is not. Oh my God, he didn't even.
They call him Sunkvis because he sunk down, is what I'd say.
Yeah,
sunk
literally.
to those knees. Crazy.
Man, he should have the throat coat jersey.
Yeah, I was going to say with that hair and dropping to his knees that quick, give him a hair tie. Maybe that's how he got the call.
Oh my God.
Real team player on and off the ice, hey?
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. This sucks.
Pionk.
I love that from Pionk, actually, though. Yes. Oh.
Pionk might be goated.
That's huge.
Pionk might be goated. Yeah. I'll take 4-4. I'll take it.
I mean,
I see this as an absolute win.
Yeah, Pionk, he's a good player, but that on the penalty kill, I think a lot of other defensemen would just kind of hang out. Like, flip the puck, go change. But he knew
if he doesn't make that pass, the penalty doesn't get drawn.
No.
Absolutely not. Here we go. on
Oh
I follow.
boy. Oh boy, that's a makeup call if I've ever seen one. That's a makeup call if I've ever seen one.
Shen just right after they made that call on Shen sent the ref his IP address and he got real scared.
Yeah. That's like
Thomas, look how confused Thomas looks. He's like,
that's not just
come
soft.
on,
That's
bro.
like that makes Silk look like sandpaper. Like that is ridiculous.
Not see that's a good color commentator line right there. You know who?
Like I
You
would
know-
feel honestly, I would feel bad drawing that call. Like if I were Iafallo, I'd go to the bench and I'd be like, we don't deserve that. That's rough as hell. Like what is going on out there?
Now they're doing the refs. You suck. Okay.
Yeah,
Honestly, the call on Shen was worse with
which is
less of
good.
a penalty.
Okay,
here we
we
go.
have time. I mean,
here we go,
4-on-4, it's good that we have some control of it. Oh,
Here we go.
yeah, that's fine. But Pionk double clutching on that was tough.
Here we go.
Ooh, get up
Jordan.
there, Mark.
Jordan,
Marcus
you scare me.
Shifley, get moving.
His name is not Marcus.
I'll say whatever I want.
You know what? Kieran, kick him out of the stream. Get him out of here. I'll do this myself.
I love how that made you hard pause for a second. You're like, you know what? I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I didn't know if we'd get there.
No, I actually no, Kieran, don't kick him out of here. I need him here.
As I get launched to the surface of the sun.
And then you just be in the chat saying how bad I'm doing.
Yeah. It's the Simpsons meme where they throw the guy out of the bar and then he shows up behind again, like behind Mo. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, already almost halfway through this period. Guys.
Yeah, this
Come
is
on,
not
guys.
like it hasn't been bad,
That's a shot. I
but
like shots.
something like there
Hey,
needs to be some kind of scrum. There needs to be some kind of
We got a few seconds on the power play, boys. Oh, and they just killed it. That's great.
something a little more contested in their zone.
Shots are still 3-1 for the Jet, or
Yeah.
3-1 or 2-1.
Okay,
something
what
like
I don't know what Connor's looking to do there. He just wasn't comfortable
that.
holding
Put
the
pucks
puck
on
anymore.
net. Hey, give Connor a break.
Yeah, but like,
It's
but
stats-
also if
that's shots on
nobody's
goal,
there,
baby.
if nobody's in front, isn't really a point.
That's Corsi. That's
Don't
expected
call
goals.
off. Okay, I do like analytics, but if expected goals are dump-ins on net, maybe there's a caveat there. I might have a problem with that.
Oh, I'm sure it's like 0.05, but it's still a number.
Which is also crazy to me because I am God's favorite volume shooter. Like I will shoot from the
I
parking
love
lot.
quantity.
I will shoot 5 minutes away from the rink, 10 minutes away from the rink. Doesn't matter where I am. Puck on net is always one of the first options.
In fairness to Connor, he is absolutely not a volume shooter. He
No.
definitely has a high shooting percentage. Well, he does shoot a lot, but he is like it's not like he's like Shifley where he'll start the year and like game 20 he has like a 27% shooting percentage. Like Connor's shooting percentage is still pretty high. I bet you he finished he scored over 40 goals. I bet you it's like 15%.
Yeah, I mean he's no like Draisaitl because Draisaitl's is like 18, but Connor
That's
doesn't
rare.
really take bad shots.
And he scores game-winning goals. So, like I said,
Well,
give him a break.
I was like, we could use one from him tonight, I think.
Well, game-winning goal, third game in a row. Here we come.
Man, that like
gotta believe.
if I scored 3 game-winning
Unwavering
goals in
belief.
a row, if I myself scored 3 game-winning goals in
In
a
Div
row,
15 or in the
I
NHL.
would be. It doesn't matter where. I would
Doesn't
be
matter where, okay.
unbearable in that room. Like plumage would be out. I'd be strutting in, last
What's
one into the
plumage?
room. Like
What is plumage? Like feathers?
yes, like a peacock.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It does a metaphor. You weren't actually saying that.
Yeah, like a burlesque dancer, like putting the outfit on before I get into the room.
Yeah, I thought that's kind of what you're going for. I'm like, you
I'm
have
not
feathers
that
for
committed to the bit. I'm like, that's funny in practice. I'd be way too lazy to do that.
But and then I realized, I guess that's probably just a saying.
Yeah, but no, like I would be walking around like, man, it'd be nice for you guys to pull your weight sometimes, like blah 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 blah. Like everyone would want to do well to shut me up on my own team. Is I think how that would go.
If they don't already.
There are many opportunities to tell me to shut up. So at this point, if people don't tell me, I think it's because they like hearing me talk as much as I like
Buck,
hearing me talk.
I did not love that rebound, bro.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Colt. Oh, that's the Gus bus. I
There
love the
is,
Gus bus.
speaking of Hellebuck's rebounds, there is
Here we
somebody in my personal life who is convinced
Where's
that
this going?
Hellebuck is a fraud and he's not a good goalie.
Oh, it's like my
Because
dad.
but they think this because they're like, oh well, Hellebuck kicks out big rebounds and then makes saves on 3 rebounds that never should have been there in the first place.
Did he make the saves?
Yeah, I'm like, first of all, he made the saves. I'm like, oh, he's padding his stats, blah blah blah. I'm like,
Also,
this guy was like
also,
this guy was like a junior A defensive defenseman, and I'm like, you think you know better than every NHL insider, every NHL team, Chevy, yes, like pretty much every hockey mind.
Here we go. Power play.
Hellebuck's a lock for the Vezina, and some random Joe Schmo is convinced.
Let's stop talking about Hellebuck. It's a power play.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just ruined your vibe.
Hopefully, Hellebuck will not be a factor in this power play.
No, because like, my dad is like, oh, Hellebuck should have had that one. He had a terrible game. Oh, he's like so hard at him. But I think Jets fans, like, Hellebuck's been so good for so long, you don't realize what you have.
Yeah, he's taken for
Like
granted.
he was a 924 this year. You know what league average save percentage this year was?
It was like 900 maybe.
It's like 903. That's like so nuts.
Okay,
it's like some people still think league average save percentage is like
910,
915 or something. Like that was 10 years ago. Here we go.
Ooh.
Here
Broberg definitely got in on the hands. And like Broberg's a good younger defenseman. He's not super gifted offensively, but he's a pretty decent puck mover. He's just smaller and lighter. And he came over. He was part of the offer sheet that Holloway and Broberg went to St. Louis for. And if St. Louis had Holloway, this would be a different story. Holloway was like a point a game for the last half of the year.
Holloway was so good. And a lot of the other states.
Oh! You can't be. Oh, no. Okay. We need to get greasy.
What did you say about Binnington, bro?
If Binnington's making those, give him a conky. Absolutely run him.
In game 1, Binnington robbed Connor. Like with actually looked a lot like that save. It actually looked a lot like that save.
You could challenge it. But I don't think you have enough to overturn it.
No, I don't think you'd overturn that. No way.
Oh?
Let's see.
Oh, you might actually.
Oh, that is. Oh, boy.
You might be able to.
Oh, actually, you're right. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, because it comes to the back of the glove there, and you see the glove push. That angle looks like it's in.
Oh, because
from behind the net.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, because when you look over the top, the back of the glove that it's riding up against is behind the line.
They're reviewing it.
Yeah.
The comeback begins.
Oh. That's behind? Oh, that's behind. That's behind for sure. That's right over the goal line.
His glove's that's like almost all the way in the net.
Yeah, dude, you can see it.
That's puck. That's it.
That is very clearly puck.
That's it.
Behind.
That's it.
Yes, that's gotta be. That's huge.
When the ref blows it,
because the top you can see the crossbar is a bit in front of the back line, so you need to take the angle into account when you look at the video. And it's over. Because if you rotated the camera footage so that the crossbar and the goal line were even, it's behind for sure.
And but
yeah, like that save that
like you see the puck in the glove, and the glove's almost all the way in the net. Like I just don't know how it wouldn't be.
Yeah, well, between the angles, like the one you see it right up the back of the glove, And then the second angle, you see the back of the glove behind the net. So, like, when you look at multiple angles, that should be in. But yeah, that's the tough thing. Binnington's done a good job, and the save he made on Connor, I think, that first game on the one-timer was the same thing. Keeps the glove low, just over the pad, and we just haven't elevated that shot.
Can the refs call it a goal already?
Yeah,
Dude.
they've got to. Wave the towel harder. I think it just, you got to cool them off.
I'm actually cooling myself
You could
off.
start floating up out of frame too.
got the
That's
helicopter
gotta be.
going. Dude.
I will be upset if that doesn't get called a goal.
What
Can
should
I
I
call
break?
Toronto?
What should I break in this room if it's not called a goal? This is taking forever, dude.
Okay, the fact that it's taking forever means that that's a good sign for us, because the call on the ice was no goal. So if they thought it was no goal, it'd be a really quick review, and they'd say the call on the ice stands.
Knees weak, arms are
Yeah,
heavy.
it rolls to
Call
the
it
top
steady.
back. You can see from that angle
It's
that the
all
back
the
of his
way-
glove's
it's-
behind the net.
It's all the way in the back of the
It's
glove.
It's behind his front toe, and his front toe's on the goal line.
His front
And
toe's
then
like
he
in the
turns his
goal line.
wrist around. Yeah, his front toe's on the goal line. Or his toe's on the goal line. And the back of the glove is behind
Yeah.
the toe, and then he snaps his wrist forward. That's got to be a goal.
That is a
I will drive the 18 hours it is to Toronto to beat up some dork with a headset if that's not a goal.
I would fully support that. Can I join you?
Awkward silence for
Come
10 hours of
on.
a road
Can you
trip
make
to
a call?
punch some intern.
How long is this taking?
The longer it takes, the better I feel about it, honestly. But it'd be nice if they sped this up a little bit.
I gotta wave the towel faster to get them to call this faster.
Yeah.
Freaking ridiculous. My arm's getting tired.
Yeah, I was like, your forearm's gonna have definition at the end of this.
I won't even need to work out anymore.
It's gonna look like you spent
Not
too much
that I
time
did.
alone. The side by side's gonna be ridiculous.
Bruh.
Like
This show's PG.
the entire pocket of the glove is behind the goal line. What the hell is this?
I don't know. Sometimes with these it's close because you kind of have to extrapolate where the puck is using
But
different
that's what I
shots and
mean.
kind of-
Like if
but like
if
you see it in the glove.
Yeah, and if you rotate the camera angle so that the goal line is level with the crossbar, it just makes it look like it's just more obvious that it's in the net.
Has this been 10 minutes? I'm losing my mind. Come on. Here we go.
There's no way. That's like, if I'm Arneal, I'm yelling at them for sure.
Can you challenge that?
With
No-
the
nobody
video
challenged
taking
it.
that long, there's no point.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. That is ridiculous. Okay, we're going to Toronto.
The fact that the commentators are saying it's hard to see through it, it's not. We both saw through
No.
it pretty quickly. It's very easy to identify where that puck is.
That I'm incensed. If we don't score a goal here,
Well,
I
and
swear to God.
like that's huge. That puts a bullet hole in Binnington's performance. That puts the game within 2.
Gives the
Make a
the Jets
statement, Cole.
the Jets have had a
Make a
little bit
statement,
momentum
Cole.
in the second period, but that would really give them all the momentum.
Oh,
Come on.
that one thing I don't like I am a fan of like the 2008 big banger hockey, but I don't like that we don't have somebody in front of Binnington on the power play, especially this game.
Well,
It seems
that's
like
why-
anything
that's
he's
why
seeing,
that's
he
why
has
we
a
need
decent
that's why we
chance.
need Gabriel.
Yeah, like you
why we
need
need
somebody to just
Velarde.
make his life suck a little bit. Which, I mean, looking at him, his life probably sucks enough as it is, but like on the ice,
Oh, I know what you mean.
a little bit more.
Okay. Picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. You know
Gosh,
what?
that is so
I would be
backbreaking.
very tempted for Neil to call a timeout. You can't take him home with you.
Wait, what?
Well, just like because most of the time teams don't use their timeouts. I think if you're getting walked, or like if you're
Oh
getting
man,
walked, take a timeout and be like, all right, guys,
the
breathe.
Sammy
Like
bomb.
actually think. Yeah, Sandberg rocked that one. That very much looked like one of my slap shots. Big ol' wind up, can't hit the broadside of a barn, exits the zone shortly thereafter.
The broadside of a barn.
What, have you not heard that one?
Yeah, I have, but it's just
Okay,
you're
because
really
I
get,
was
you're really getting the sayings going.
yeah, that was like you really made me question myself. I was like, am I actually 65 years old? Or
You went back to being geriatric again.
yeah, no, that really felt like it. With that reaction to it, I was like, it sounds like
Turbo.
I'm talking about like fax machines and dial up with the way that you
Here we go.
responded. No.
For the love.
For like a little hook. Oh
Come
man.
on, dude.
In this economy, my goodness.
These refs are making me yawn. Because these calls are putting me to sleep.
Hold on. Somebody.
What's going on? Yeah.
Oh, Anderson Dolan took the penalty.
Yeah. Now you're doing. Are you typing again? What's going? Where are you
Yeah,
looking
because
at?
one of my buddies puts like on Instagram, because apparently nobody wants to watch. They just want to be the peanut gallery from my DMs. But he was like, thoughts on the no goal, and I was like, that's atrocious. It was super obviously in.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, of
I
course.
could make a 3D, if you made a 3D model of that top down camera angle,
Yeah.
and the back camera angle together with the puck, it crosses the plane of the net. 100%. And
And like
I
multiple
think it's
angles too, and you see the puck in the glove on every angle. That's the crazy thing.
yeah, and like if it were the refs, I'd be like, you know what? The refs essentially are just hockey players that weren't good enough at hockey. I don't expect them to be smart enough to understand
Shots.
perspective
Talk about
and
shots fired.
and understand different angles. But
Oh,
I'm like, in Toronto, if you're in the situation room, you don't need to know the game. You need to have a rule book and you need to understand physics, is essentially what that comes down to. And the fact that you can't do that is crazy to me.
or are they just too
Like
scared to overturn the call on the
definitive
ice?
proof should be, you should be able to pull that in from multiple camera angles, because each camera angle can prove something, and once that fact stands on its own, you can use that with other camera angles to make your case for that being a goal, which it should have been.
That's like near the end of the regular season. Patrick Waugh said this in an interview. It was like a similar situation where he wanted to get the call, whatever it was, he wanted to get the call on the ice reversed.
Yeah.
And he said, if Toronto is too scared to overturn the call on the ice, we don't need Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, it's like if that's not a goal, what is?
No, and like that's the thing. Like Toronto, like being scared to affect the game. I hate that because that call affects the game, whether it's a goal or no goal. Like as a ref and making calls, you affect the game for everything you call or don't call. So saying, "Oh, we don't want to affect the game," like no. If somebody gets high sticked in the face and they can't make a back check and then you scored on the play, that non-call affected the game.
So it's
So like,
safe to say this is a must kill.
oh yeah, for sure. Like we need to kill this. Who's if Anderson Dolan gets like a jailbreak goal like right out of the box,
That'd be electric.
unreal. It sounds like Harnryan Singh saying snuggaroo, which is very funny to me.
Instead of Snuggarood.
Yeah, like it sounds like it's like his friend's 6-year-old son, you know?
Snuggaroo.
Yeah, like he's like Buckaroo, like he's like, all right, there, Snuggaroo, like settle down, we can't get
Oh,
McDonald's on the way
yeah,
home.
like a
Like,
nickname sort of thing. I could
yeah,
see that.
that's what that feels like to me.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting locked in here. Come on, Boyles.
I know it's tough, but again, like we haven't, like I guess we've gotten discouraged from looking in the middle of the ice, and we have a lot of players who either are too scared to go there or too tired to go there. Because I think in the playoffs, nobody thinks they're too good to go there. At least I'd hope so.
Yeah.
Ooh, but like,
Oh, was that a save?
Yeah, but you
Somebody's
need
holding
to
the
get
Stanimal stick.
somebody.
Let go of the Stanimal stick.
Yeah,
You're gonna
you need
clothesline
to
his
get somebody
giraffe
who's
neck.
willing to just take some bruises here. Huge,
Oh my God, that
man.
was huge if true.
Okay,
Oh, Pionk
good.
just smoked the guy.
Yeah, Connor's skating
KC.
attitude. Rip it, rip it. Oh,
Oh, that looked like that didn't miss by much.
yeah. Good job, neighbors.
Yeah,
Yeah, that didn't miss the far side by
if you were my
much.
neighbor, I'd hate that you were my neighbors.
Man, yeah, he's the kind of neighbor that you call the HOA on.
Oh, 100%.
Man, that short side shot did not look like it missed by much. Or wait, no, that's a far side shot for Connor because he's a lefty, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Connor's a lefty.
Because
Look
I
at
like,
Tanev, get in there.
yeah, as a righty, I hate shooting to the right side of the net. Like I hate shooting away. I
Yeah,
always
yeah.
like pulling it in towards my body. So like seeing somebody shoot for the far side of the net and get close, I'm like, I would have been like 6 feet off. Like my shot would have looked like a smoothbore musket. Like it would have been a cloud of smoke and nothing's hitting where it's supposed to.
Oh.
Okay, we're trying to get some better shots from the point.
There's a bit more possession, more shot attempts, and more shots on goal. But man,
Yeah,
like down 3, you really got to get one.
We're slanting the ice a bit, but the thing about the 3 is like, so stereotypically, a 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey. But if you score one,
oh my God,
then it's
Sammy!
yeah.
Hit
If
the
you score
net
one, it's
pal.
3-1. Oh, okay. This
Bro,
this
is a good
feels
shift.
way better. We're getting
This feels good.
chances. We're getting deflections in front. Yeah, they're missing, but we're at least playing the game now.
Generating, yeah.
Yeah. So like I think we're gonna cash in on those, and also the more we get those deflections, the more guys are gonna want to go to the front. The more you're gonna see Iafallo take some cross checks and bruises to get in there. The more you're gonna see Scheifele stick around in there.
The more you're gonna see Tanev get in there.
Yeah. No, those chances give me a lot more confidence for the rest of the game. Essentially for the third.
Fowler. Oh my gosh, Snuggerud ripped that.
I missed okay. Assuming Edmonton, Vancouver, and Toronto make the playoffs. Okay.
Assuming.
YouTube chat. Assuming Toronto makes the playoffs is delusional. I don't think you can assume anything about Toronto.
Wait. Is this somebody in the YouTube chat?
Yes. Take a guess. Take a guess who that is.
It's somebody I know?
Oh yeah. These are probably old as hell chats. I can't even see the timestamp on them actually. But
assuming.
I would love. We are getting chances. We are getting chances. I'm loving that.
They're playing desperate. They're gonna get one.
Yeah. But I would love for the Habs to proceed in the playoffs. I don't think they have it in them. Wait.
The Habs, no.
Assuming Edmonton, Vancouver, and Toronto make the playoffs. Vancouver's not in the playoffs, and I don't think they're making it next year.
This person sounds very delusional.
Yeah, Vancouver's been a dumpster fire.
Go.
Good job by Miller.
Oh my gosh. Miller time. Sorting it out on his own end. Clapping bombs in the other.
Yeah. Okay. We're running around a bit, but Hellebuck's looking a bit more solid. We're looking a bit better in front of him.
I keep thinking Philip Broberg is Marco Scandella because he was with the Blues and wore number 6 for a while. Penalty.
Yeah. That better. Yeah, get into him.
Don't negate the power play, you dumbasses.
No, yeah. I think Miller was okay. It's like a chest shot and some beacon. And like you're not gonna get
Just a little bit of
Like,
squawking.
yeah,
little
the
bit of
canary in
chirping.
the coal mine is fine. You're not gonna get like, yeah, maybe where there's smoke there's fire, but there's not too much smoke here. Like, I think Miller knows that there's gonna be a call or something's going on. Yeah, perfect. Miller
We need
knew
a
that
power play goal
he
here.
can't get too much in here. So Miller makes a good play. Yep. And then it's the hack. And again, Miller drops. If that was to the front of his shins, I don't think that's a call. But I
No?
think it's because that was to like the back of his shin and his ankle there that when he dropped, that made sense.
We gotta score on this power play. There's no ways around it. If you score on this power play before the period's up, that is such
If-
a big momentum boost because they have
Yeah,
been playing better, especially in the last like 5-10 minutes or so.
yeah.
They've been
If you
playing
go
better.
in, because yeah, I've been generating for the last little bit. If we go in 3-1, but more importantly, you kind of break the dam, then you can like maybe a little bit of delusion. It would be helpful, but you can go into the third and say we got more coming in here. Like this guy is fallible. We can get through him. We can break him, and like I think they'd come out with a bit more fire.
Oh, 100%. We gotta get the towels waving.
Yeah. Oh my.
We
Okay.
gotta take lift off.
There we are.
Okay, your face just turned red, so I know you're looking at something now.
Red. No, my face turns red when I.
No, it was red light. It wasn't your like actual skin.
Well, my
was
skin
like red
turns red
light.
when I drink. So.
No, it was like red light shining on your face.
Oh.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean your actual skin.
My skin is just red always. This?
I don't know. I can't see your screen.
Well, no, I was saying like the light from the screen.
Yeah, it was the light from the screen.
Okay, so Winnipeg better than Toronto. I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Toronto beating up on like St. Louis is a good playoff team. Toronto beating up on the Sens feels kind of rough. Oh,
Ottawa's been
huge.
Ottawa's been playing good though.
Yeah, they've been doing a bit better.
They've been
but
they've been
considering
unlucky in that series.
It's
They
this
definitely
core's
deserve one
first
win.
playoff team, or
That
it's
too.
this core's first playoff run. They're gonna do a bit better. And Millsy, who's that Waluigi looking guy?
Waluigi.
Yeah.
Come
St.
on.
Louis is better than who? No idea. Spenny just made a yo mama joke about an allegedly dead mama. That's not a great look.
That's not appropriate for this show, Spenny. Stop that.
Yeah, no, fire him into the sun. Yeah, that's a big oof. You forgot caps lock there, champ.
Oh my god. This is like you have to score, bro.
Yeah, they're like,
Let's get some urgency.
and like, but again, like Perfetti's like guys are sliding in front. You're not gonna get the perfect shot. But again, when nobody's in front, like you have a not great shot opportunity, right? Like Nino's coming around the dot, but there's somebody in the way, and there's nobody in front. Because if somebody's in front, Nino can put a muffin in there, and then there's a scramble. But if there's nobody in front, Bennington's gonna swallow it.
Yeah, oh for sure.
So we have 20 seconds. There's like, you know what? It took them almost a calendar year. It took them half a calendar year to figure out Ekblad was taking PEDs. Throw him in the room. Throw him in the room.
Throw who in the room?
The PEDs. You go in there, like every drug under the sun, get a bunch of roids, you name it.
Like for who? Like the whole Jets team right now?
Oh yeah, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I feel like that would be
Get them
problematic
in,
later.
drug them up. Well, maybe if they get caught.
Yeah, I feel
But
like
if they
that
don't
definitely
get caught, then it
problematic later.
just looks like an unreal comeback.
Oh my gosh. I gotta stop yawning. That's terrible.
Yeah, I was like, what am I boring you? Huh?
I'm sorry. This game's kind of boring me a
Ridiculous.
little bit. It's like
I
I was
know. What I was
really
like, can I get a
hoping to see
co-host with
some
a
goals.
pulse? Do we gotta go shop around or what?
No, okay, come on. I was literally okay. Do you have a? I have a towel. I've been waving a towel. Do you have a towel? I'm
Yeah.
waving my towel.
I said the only thing I'm taking my shirt off and
I
waving
even
it
stood up at one
when
point.
you did. Yeah. When Stanley steps up and rips home a clapper from the point. Because
I'll hold
that's
you to
even
that.
when McDavid scored. Do you remember the John Cooper's audio clip of like somebody be selfish, shoot it?
I think I do.
Like,
I think I have seen that.
yeah, but that's what I'd say for like the last 15 seconds of that power play set up. You're not going to get a pretty one right now. St. Louis feels
No.
too comfortable covering the guy. They're like, okay, nobody's trying for any dirt. If you try for dirt and it's two guys in front to start, everyone's going to collapse. If it's one guy in front after that, then you can catch a guy cheating because they want to cover that dirt. So like if they don't want you in the middle, that's because that's how they win. That's their best chance to win. So you need to get in the middle. You need to fuck that up. And
Yeah.
the second that we draw them into the middle again, that's when you open the ice that everyone's been looking for the whole game. It's just that there have been no other threats to pull the defenders away from that ice.
Yeah.
So
Gosh.
like that's one thing I don't like is sometimes like I'll notice when I'm playing a game that I like sit on the bench and I'm like, oh no. I'm like the best thing I can do for this team is sit in front, take a bunch of cross checks to the back, and then start hacking at somebody's glove.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it sucks, but one, it's the playoffs, and two, NHLers have access to incredibly addictive painkillers that are very effective.
Yes.
You can take a couple bruises.
That's like, well, man, that just reminds me of like all the crazy injuries that players have played with. Like you go down the list, and it's like borderline psychotic. Like
Yeah, well, there was like,
Patrice Bergeron in the 2013 Stanley Cup Final, playing with a punctured lung for like the whole series.
yeah, I think
That
Jumbo
feels
did too for a while in like one of their
that.
runs.
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked. He was a tough SOB. I think Sean Couturier played with a torn MCL or ACL, and they pumped him up with a bunch of painkillers, and he scored a hat trick in the playoffs,
Yeah, and they had
which is just crazy.
I mean, dry on a high ankle sprain, but like that's nothing compared. I think
That's still bad though. Like he couldn't move,
yeah,
but he was still scoring 2 points a game.
used to play with the Kings and then Toronto and then retired the defenseman that played on a broken ankle.
Wait, who are the teams again?
The Kings and then the Leafs.
The Kings and then the Leafs.
Muzzin, I think.
Oh, Muzzin, you're right. Yeah, that was.
I
Yeah,
think
I
he
should have
played on
thought
a
of that.
broken ankle for a bit with the Kings.
Yeah.
And then Kachuk, where Brady had to like lift him out of bed essentially.
Yeah.
And I think that was the year that they lost in the finals. So it was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Like whatever painkillers they have, like that's not just T3s, that's not just morphine, like that is some Civil War or witch doctor concoction.
Yeah.
Like that's got to have enough opioids to come up with Shakespeare from scratch. Like whatever the hell's in there, like you got to be on another planet for that.
What's one of the I think probably the dumbest like NHL player like injury that they played through. I'm pretty sure I heard in 2018 when the Jets were playing Minnesota, Bufflin hit Parise and he ruptured his spleen and then he kept playing. Isn't that something where you get hit again you could like die?
A ruptured spleen? I have no idea.
No, it's like if after it ruptures, if you like get hit bad again, like it could be really bad. Like these guys are just there comes a point where it's like this is not like cool that you're playing through an injury. This is just dumb.
Yeah. Well, and it really depends on the players because there are some players that like if your fourth liner is hurt, get him off because him hurt is not going to be better than another fourth liner who's okay. But like Draisaitl hurt or Bergeron hurt, Bergeron hurt is better than Morgan Barron as a center. We know this. So like he kind of has to play hurt
Oh, here we go.
because you can't replace the brain.
Somebody's making their broadcast debut.
Oh yeah.
I knew this would happen, but I almost thought it would happen earlier.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
Marla can't break in and try to steal the spotlight either because Alyssa got fed up with hearing me yap, so the door to the office got closed.
You really think that's why she closed? You really think that's what happened? You got fed up with hearing you yap?
I think so, which is crazy because if you're gonna marry me, you got to be ready for me to yap. But I think just the limit for the night was reached.
That comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Okay, Keitris, we gotta go.
Man, I was gonna say what we could do. I don't know how robust your graphic is here, Andy, but we could see if we because obviously we have a couple extra special clients in the YouTube chat that might want to join us for a call.
Like for the game, like right now?
Maybe. Well, I mean, I know that Spenny and Millsy are active chatters in here.
No, okay, so that
I'm seeing them go
I'd love to get people in the call, but not for this episode. Maybe we could set something up for Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, is
But
Sunday the next game? I thought it was Saturday.
It's a game 4 is Sunday.
Okay, sweet. Because what time?
Noon.
Okay, sweet. All right. Because I have on Sunday I have volleyball, but it's later.
So we're just talking about scheduling, like for the next stream, like while we're on.
Oh yeah, you know what? Scheduling is fun. Who doesn't love scheduling?
It's important. I don't know if it's fun.
All right, like if scheduling is fun, you've gone too far in the delusional direction. Because I get gamifying things, but like that's the point of no return. Oh my god, I'm getting a call from Millsy. Should I answer this?
Oh my gosh. I got a call from Spenny. Oh my god.
You know what?
Okay, you know
no, there's a YouTube chat, okay?
No, I'm not answering the call either.
Get in the comments. Get in the comments. We need some engagement.
For those of you at home, we have some buddies that are trying to call us right now. See this? I'm not answering it.
Yeah. We're looking to get monetized actually, so if you guys can just get in the chat, boost our engagement numbers would be great.
That'd be ideal.
And anyone who isn't in the chat, also get in the chat. Would love to hear from you.
If you want to get on the stream, you can set something up with me personally for game 4. But we're not doing this willy-nilly just because you want to get on. It has to be planned.
If I keep on getting calls, there may be temporary blocks, which is crazy to me, but wait. Oh no, I can just sort of do not disturb on my phone. I can just pretend I'm like an old man who goes to bed at 3 p.m. or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would definitely work.
That would work for sure.
My God, doing our first live stream and our friends interrupting us. How annoying.
Okay.
SMH, man. Are Kyle and Spenny watching together?
Honestly, wouldn't put it past them. Maybe they're just cuddling on the couch, hanging out
with the
listening to their boys with some great commentary. That would be funny for them to be in the same room and talking trash over. What address do I send my fan mail? You know what? What is your fan mail?
Actually, we're coming out with a PO box. That'll be coming out soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're sending it, I guess it'd be a POS box, eh? Because I know it's gonna be garbage that you send in there. It's gonna be like ding dong ditch material. I don't want that showing up.
No.
Also, like, there, YouTube chat. There you are, Spenny. You are 100% aware of the location of my residence.
He's saying that like it's a threat.
Yeah. You know what? Show up.
As if he wants to smoke. I doubt it.
Yeah. Can't handle the smoke. Don't get close to the fire. I don't care if it's like 2 p.m. on a weekday. I'll get out there and throw fisticuffs. Right on the street. My neighbors will watch.
Oh yeah, perfect. All right, I gotta go to the washroom again quick. How about you keep fighting with those two?
Again. Okay.
One more time, and then we'll get
Oh,
the third
yeah.
period going,
Yeah.
and I'll be more awake.
Yeah, give me the wheel for this ship. I will absolutely rifle this around. I will say we have Kieran running the show kind of behind the scenes here. So just a quick thank you for running all this, because I can almost guarantee I would screw up the graphics at multiple points um, in the evening here. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's a watch party that we weren't aware of, that we've been made aware of, which is pretty fun. I've tried to get a bunch of different people to watch, and nobody seemingly has. I'm pretty sure my fiance is not even watching, so massive rip there. Well, if you guys want any questions answered, you can throw them in the YouTube chat. I will feel more I'll feel comfortable answering most of them, but anything you want to know is in that chat. And now I'm curious. It says 5 people are watching this stream. Are any of them people that don't know us? Like, if you're here from Instagram or Reddit or anywhere else, throw it in the YouTube chat and just be like, hey, I'm here to hang out. Where do you want to go on our first date? Let's see. I think Peg Bistro. I like Mongo's is normally where I used to go because I worked there and like I grew up eating there. Peg's Bistro, some good food. I'd hang out at Peg's Bistro. That'll be our first date. Happy with that answer or what? Hug me? You got to get all the way over here. You're all. I'll try to look. I'll try to look big and comfortable as we get in close. There's that hug. You got it. I did the best I could there. But I guess while we take a second here, for anyone who's not watching my, oh no, I'm watching the YouTube stream a little behind, and I look crazy. Who on the Jets is your type? Well, first of all, we'll look at this katana stick grip. Steph isn't on the Jets, buddy. Okay, is Steph my type? No comment. But who on the Jets is my type? Oh, and this tape job. This tape job's absolutely money. Get a lot of goals with it. You feel the puck real well. Okay. Who on the Jets is my type? Honestly, oh, like Eric Comrie acts adorable, but he's a little much. I think him and nobody would shut up. I don't think anyone really looks like Steph though. Um, maybe Heinola or Gus. I think I'd go for. Perfetti's too short and stocky. Just a weird build for me. Actually, maybe Pionk. I might let him poink. I'm gonna go with Neil Pionk. That's my final answer here.
Did you just create your own segment?
Uh, maybe. I'm answering questions on the YouTube chat.
What? Oh, what are these questions? Let's hear it.
So they're, where do you want to go on your first date? And I said Peg City Bistro, which is like kind of like a Mongo's thing. The next question was
That's
hug
good.
me, and I had a really awkward like hug around the camera there.
Okay, interactive with the fans. Here we go.
Yeah, who on the Jets is your type? I ended up with Neil Pionk. I said I'd let him poink.
Oh my god.
Not Stan Daddy. I don't like Stanley is like a religious figure in my life. I wouldn't like
That would
Christians
cor-
wouldn't date
that would cor-
Jesus, you know?
that would corrupt
And
his image in your mind.
no, he's
Yeah,
he's a
I got
saintly, pious man.
the why Pionk though.
I like I don't know. There's the whimsy. I think he's normal looking, but he's like kind of cute. He's not like super macho big boy.
Okay.
I think I'd throw him around a little bit, and that's my preference.
Oh Jesus
Um,
Christ.
and Pionk is just fun to say. Get a lot of mileage out of that.
The real deal, Neil Pionk.
Oh yeah.
I think
Oh, I'll make the real deal, Neil. You better believe it.
I
Like
think
Oscar
I'm gonna.
Sundqvist on that BS trip. I'll make him get on his knees.
Oh, for God's sakes! This show is a PG show. This
Hey, for prayer, obviously. Okay.
Oh, for God's sake! You know what I have to say?
To pray to Logan Stanley to get us a goal and really get the juices going here.
For the Jets player that meet my type, I think I'd have to probably go the more conventional route, where maybe Lowry or JMO.
Okay, Lowry.
Or
Oh,
those
Lowry's a
those
good
too
pick.
obvious.
No, because like Lowry would treat you right.
Oh
I
my
think
God, absolutely.
I think he'd be
You
a
take
gem.
take me out
Oh,
to Passero, give me a 5-star meal. Absolutely.
yeah. No, like he'd give you like a good shoulder massage and like a foot rub. Okay, I might have to change my answer to Lowry. That really feels like a
P-
between the legs dunk there. Like
Pionk's not a
that's
short king. Pionk's not a short king, but Lowry's a tall king.
yeah. Like Lowry's just gone. I think we're just a big Lowry live stream here.
Oh, I love the captain. You know
Huge
what? I was
fans.
like, I thought JMO should be the captain at the time they named him, but it really couldn't have worked out better. But
Yeah.
who's my sleeper pick on the Jets? Rasmus
Yeah.
Kupari is like Rasmus Kupari is low key cute. I ain't gonna lie.
Cool. Oh yeah,
Rasmus
yeah.
Kupari.
I can see it. All right, we
He's
have a
He's 6'2"
question.
as well.
He's
Another
6'2"?
Kupari, yeah, he's 6'2".
Oh, he must be built like Pedersen, like just the tall,
No,
skinny European.
he's
dude.
like no, he's 200 pounds.
That's
He just
crazy to me.
he just kind of
Ooh, Bennington looks jacked up in this Sportsnet feed. Okay, I got some questions in the chat.
Oh,
When
here
is
we go.
Skinner and Bouchard getting sent to the moon? Don't get me
This
started.
No, don't
Skinner
answer it.
can't.
This is a
No,
Jets live stream. Don't answer it.
Skinner
We
can't
only
get to
talk
the
about
moon
other
because his
NHL teams on
east-west
our
is so
terms.
bad he can't generate enough force.
We only
Oh,
talk about other NHL teams on our terms.
Spenny's putting the "I'm not gay, but I'd live in a log cabin with Josh Morrissey" fan fiction in the YouTube
Oh,
chat.
wait, like real fan fiction, or did he just write it off the top of the head?
No, I think it's real fan fiction.
What? That's
yeah, have you
crazy.
not read that?
No.
There's no way. It's so
I
funny.
know like hockey like book talk is a thing, and there's some
Well,
pretty
yeah,
crazy
no,
hockey
it's
romance
not like
books
the
out
book
there.
talk freak like whatever fan fiction.
Okay,
This is like
third period
it's
just started. We can't get
it's
too
kind of
carried
the
away.
same vein as
Okay, I
when
gotta get
people
up again.
say like they like Eric Comrie, like a Dr.
We
Seuss
need
character.
a Jets goal. We need it.
We do.
I'm gonna be so mad if we don't get it.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go get myself a beverage of undisclosed origin, and we'll see what
There we
goes
go.
on there.
That's how
So you
disclose
can
that.
interact with the chat, and I'll be back pretty quick
I don't have
here.
the chat open. I'm gonna ignore the chat.
Then
I don't
go.
even need to have
Okay.
the chat open.
All right. Fine.
Hey chat, I'm gonna. This is not about just the fans. This is about what I want to do. Okay. Okay, I'm just kidding. This is totally about the fans, but I feel like this is singularly maybe one or two different people in the chat. I do want to see that Josh Morrissey fan fiction though. I've never even heard of that, but that sounds interesting. I'm sure it's very entertaining. Yeah, the book talk stuff is crazy. Like you'll literally see a cover of like one of those kind of hockey romance books, and it's like such an innocent looking like cartoon little cover, and it looks all cute and stuff. But the contents of these novels are anything but. But here we go. You know what? I'm going to do a little play-by-play. We got St. Louis has the puck. Here's Tucker. He's dumping it in. We got Hellebuck going it. He's going to give it to Stanley. Oh, no, he's going to rim it around the boards to Turbo. Here's Tanev. Oh, my God.
Yeah, look at that.
What did we just cut to?
Pregnancy cam.
Jesus, Murphy. Stanley hasn't even scored yet. Again, dude.
Before I lost weight, that thing was probably just rotund. That was a Charles
Dude.
Barkley build.
What did I say about the Patreon?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Come on.
Oh, well, you can see that unobscured if you go to our Patreon
Oh, my God.
at patreon.com/something.
Oh, here's JMO. Turbo dumps it in. Binnington handles it. Passes it to the D-man.
Okay, I am on 75 here, which I think is Bulldog. Get in there, Poink.
Pionk. Oh, he
Wow,
just fell when he dumped that in.
Pionk's an ice time leader, and then Broberg for the Blues.
What happened to JMO, guys? Oh, we have... This makes sense. We can see right here, we got Pionk and Morrissey together on a pairing. Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
Shifley just got blown up. That is
Yeah.
crazy. Shifley just got absolutely
oh,
wrecked.
Connor had some good ozone pressure. Sandberg really has been... Wow.
What did I
Sandberg really
say?
has been...
What did I say? Elite defensive defenseman. Elite.
Yeah.
No ifs and or buts about it.
No, he has
Wow.
been...
Almost
Absolutely
3.5 minutes into the third. Okay,
Yeah.
so who's your pick to break the shutout here? Who's going to score the Jets' first goal?
Oh, who has had any amount of ozone chance here?
Oh, that was Miller. Oh, those neighbors who blew up Miller.
I hate to say
Oh,
it.
and
I
then
feel like it has to be.
Walker on Shifley.
It has to be KC. It has to be Steinbach, Chicken Farmer, Kyle Connor.
With the new, you got to think that the Colonel's watching at home. Did you see that from the last game?
Oh,
Colonel
like a
Sanders.
whiteout outfit.
Yeah,
That's so good. Yeah,
yes, that's
there's
Colonel
gotta be.
Sanders. And in the warm-ups, he had a sign that said, "I'll trade you like a bucket of chicken for a stick or something."
That's I
was unreal.
love that. Oh,
We got some Winnipeg lore.
yeah. I spilt a lot of liquid on my mouse pad, so I'll be back.
Oh my gosh. He spilled liquid on his mouse pad of an undisclosed origin? That's ridiculous. Here we go. We got Perfetti. Back to the point. Oh. Forced out. We got the Stanimal. Gets it to Nino. Dumps it in. I'm sorry for everybody who's watching, and if my stream might be a little bit behind, but I'm going to try my best here. We got Anderson Dolan on the... Oh, Stanley goes in for a fake hit. We got the Gus bus.
Yeah.
Here's Jared Anderson Dolan.
Yeah.
He's coming in. Is that the Gus bus? Is that the Gus? Here we go.
Wow, we are very.
Yes. Yes. We got the Gus bus.
Leaving
We're on
the
the board.
station.
We got to use the sound effect.
I did not see that coming.
Look, I made that. Look at the bus. Oh yes. The comeback's begun. I'm sorry, Kieran. I probably blew up my mic there, but I bet you my levels are going crazy.
It was very obvious how out of sync we were because I couldn't wait at all. As soon as that one was like,
seconds before. That's okay, dude. They just scored. I'm just happy about that. We got to use. Oh my God.
That's Gus and Jad Vance out there.
Say Jad? Who's Jad Vance?
Anderson Dolan.
Like
Jad instead of JD.
Oh my God! Wow, you just disrespected Jared Anderson Dolan so badly. I honestly hate that for him.
Yeah, you know what? He didn't deserve that. But honestly, a goal that, and the big thing about a goal like that, 2 goals.
It's early enough.
15 minutes. Like, you can get a goal every 7-ish minutes, and it's a 2-goal lead. If they score one more, you're a bounce away for the rest of the game.
That's sticking with it. We needed that early too. Here we go.
Is that stick blade up? Like just
I don't
sitting
know,
there?
dude. That's the,
Oh, that's a ball breaker from Booch. You can't be serious.
oh, it's the fucking hat trick too.
If you're a goaltender, tend the goal. Tend the goal.
Shut up, Steve Dangle. God, there's no way.
Why is Hellebuyck looking at the jumbotron?
Because he's watching his shit ass turnover.
Like
God,
Hellebuyck's
damn it.
never been a goalie who plays the puck. That's not why he's there. No one expects him to do it. I don't know why he goes out to do it.
The emotional highs and lows of the playoffs. I was just so fired up. I absolutely peaked my mic. I'm sure.
Yeah. No, that's
Dude, what on earth? What on earth are you doing, bro? If
Yeah.
you know what? No, you're right. Steve Dangle's quote is right. If you're
That's
a goaltender,
real bad. And it's
tend
especially
the goal.
especially a Hellebuyck. Like, who does he think he is? Mike Smith? Mikhail Berdin? No, you're not. That's not an adventure that is sanctioned by the state. You get back in your house, you do your job, you don't complain.
Whoa,
You're
whoa.
a Vezina caliber goalie when you are
That's-
in the blue paint.
that was a
Stay
little bit-
in the blue paint.
That was a little bit aggressive for me, dude. You need to chill out.
That absolutely sucks.
That sucks the life. That just sucked the life out of me. I was so hyped, ready. Finally a goal. We got to use the Gus Bus graphic. I was waving the towel.
Finally had gas. And then just, what we need at this point? I think we need Logan Stanley to come in and show us what.
With a 100-mile-an-hour howitzer. Get those hats off the ice, dude. It's making me sick. What's the chat saying right now?
There is Acknowledge Me Daddy Z from Spenny.
Jesus, Murphy.
Jets.
I just don't have the chat open.
Oh yeah, Jets for the hot coffee.
Hot what?
Steve Dangle, my idol. Yo Mama, my idol, and blocking hands or praying hands. I don't know.
I don't think that's for Logan Stanley. I don't think that's praying hands.
I think Daddy Z is for Logan Stanley.
They have to rub it in my face and show the shot of the hats on the ice. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Although I think if I'm Arneal, I'm not saying shit. I'm just being like, you know what, you guys? Go. Like, sit there.
Honestly,
and
you know what?
Stare at the hats on the ice, get mad.
Figure it out yourself, guys. I'm done coaching. Lowry, you tell them what to do.
Yeah, you'd be like, clearly nothing I say is working, so get out of here. And the thing is, they have time, but like, you just need people to just get ozone time, really, even if it's not dangerous. Like that flick into the corner and then get in there, muck it up, and make room to try to do your pretty shit again.
Well, that's the thing. Like they were, they were playing okay, but it's like, my God, that's such a backbreaker. It just feels like there's no chance now.
Nino.
Oh man, that looked promising.
Yeah, that was a good drive.
Well, they're saying Connor. I guess Hellebuyck's too long to say when you're roasting.
Yeah, that's a bit of a messy chant.
Hellebuyck. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is they're giving me nightmares back from 2019. Thanks, Sportsnet.
Yeah, they're really laying it on. Well,
I don't even know what to say, man. I'm incensed.
Get some jet fuel. Absolutely push it into these veins here. Stanley, kill somebody.
No, he needs to score a goal. We need him. That's what we need him for. Oh, Gus Bussing. Oh my God.
Oh, get in there, Gus. Get in there, Gus.
Dude. That is a penalty.
That's gotta be.
That's a penalty.
Okay, good ozone from Gus.
That was a penalty, guys.
Gustafer Bustafer, get in there.
There. Okay. If that was not a trip, he was like coming in. Oh, but they'll call the hand pass. I see how it is.
Yeah, that was
Stanley
like
and
hands up.
Sundqvist.
There we go. Yeah. Stanley, get in there. Because if Stanley takes a penalty, that means we don't need to have Stanley penalty killing. So murder somebody. Just not Sundqvist. He's not worth killing out there.
No, we don't kill anybody. My gosh, we just fucking win hockey games. You just play well.
I know, but
It's not the 1980s.
maybe it needs to be because it doesn't look like we're winning in 2025 right now.
This is, what do you mean the whole year? This is one game. We won the President's Trophy this year.
That's true, but it's not working out for us.
Oh!
It's time for the rally cap, I think.
Rally cap?
Yeah.
Rally cap, you turned that shit inside out?
There we are.
Oh. Now my cat's sitting on my PC. He knows that. He knows that I'm stressed and I need his support. Or he just likes the heat from my PC.
Probably. Or yeah, the fans that blow the heat out there. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to see what the YouTube chat is on about.
Here we go.
Jets are kind of cooked this game, didn't come to play. Like, you know what?
Not entirely wrong, no.
No, that's pretty fair.
By the time they really started playing, it was already 3-0, and you're not going to win many games with that.
No,
start.
especially when our best players haven't been pulling the wagon here. And then after St. Louis had a game plan. First of all, sweaty. That's not how you spell Lewis. And second
St.
of
Louis had
all,
a game plan.
they did. Yeah. Well, they just came out with energy and they protected the middle of the ice. Muck Gluck Gluck 3000.
Good Lord, what's going on in the chat? This is a PG show.
Yeah, that is presented without comment. I'm going to let that stand on its own.
I think there's a certain whiteout street party participant that could be.
Yeah, we're not going to name names, but I think we know what jersey they wear. What's the plan for next game? Win. President's Trophy means nothing. Correct. Yeah, I don't care about President's Trophy or like.
In terms of the playoffs, it doesn't mean a ton. Like everything resets. But I will say, for the Jets winning the President's Trophy, first time in franchise history, hockey can't be so devoid of acknowledging regular season accomplishments that we can't enjoy that at all.
Yeah, it's like,
you know what I mean?
But it's nice to have, but you can't, like, as soon as you win it, you go great. That's something you celebrate in the off season after everything else. You can't hold on to that for the.
No, I'm not saying hold on to it, but for the night that you clinch, it's like, it's like I
don't get when people
put it this way. 82 game accomplishment versus
16
at most like a
25.
16 whatever the average cup run is.
Yeah, it's like 24 to 26, I think is what you get. But yeah,
it's not nothing.
But that's the thing. I don't like the teams that like we don't celebrate anything except for the cup. Like, you got to celebrate little wins. Like, just give something to get excited about, to be happy about, to kind of keep the energy going.
Yeah. It's safe to say this is a must kill. Now I got to turn the positive energy on.
Yeah.
Oh no. Is that another
Who's slow to get up? Neighbors?
Neighbors. Like a good neighbor. State Farm is there.
Okay, if you get bodied by Pionk, that's your fault.
That's another penalty? Oh, for crying out loud.
That's like, let's take a look at this.
Because
for roughing?
2.
It's not even a slew foot. He just falls on him.
What I'll give him.
Piled on. He fell.
He did cross check him a few times. I'll give him that.
Well,
but
yeah, but cross-checking on the boards is like a fork found in kitchen situation. Like it's the playoffs.
yeah,
Everybody's
I know.
playing spinal xylophone out there. That's just
Yeah.
par for the course. Like as long as there's not a huge windup, that should get let go. Because if they're gonna call every cross-check in the playoffs, it's gonna be 3-on-3 for 60 minutes.
Yeah. No, this is. You know what this is? It's still a series. Jets are probably going to lose this game, but there's still a moment in the game where you could get some sort of momentum. Maybe you have a good kill. You finish off the
Yeah.
period strong, maybe get a goal, make it a little closer. You could
But
take
again,
that
if the
into the
Jets
next one.
if the Jets get one with like 8 minutes, like if they kill this and then they get a goal with like I'd say even 6 minutes left, there's a chance.
Yeah, there's no. Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, no, there's a chance.
But then you start, but you just start
No,
loading
like
up
they
your best
do.
guys.
It is just unlikely, but it all starts with the penalty kill. Oh my God, Lowry, you absolute beast! Knocked Thomas over like he was nothing.
Yeah, just throw people around. Lowry with that 5-on-3 shorty. Come on, baby.
That would be so electric.
That would be a shot of adrenaline into the largest chamber of my heart.
My cat is sitting on me right now. I would throw him into the ceiling if Lowry scored a 5-on-3 shorty.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
now that was a jinx. Okay.
I mean,
God.
penalty killers, yeah. Although, okay, it really looks like the Blues are gonna blow us out, but that should put some fuel on it for next game. Because if the Jets come back on Sunday and they win the next game, then they
You
have
know
a
what?
chance to close out at home.
That's the thing. On the road, no matter when you're on the road and you're up 2-0 going into the road games, the split's good. You like the split. But
Yeah,
it would have been ideal to get the split in game 3 and not game 4.
yeah,
But
because this
St. Louis
this
has
gives them
really
life for
came for
next
it.
game, which makes that crazy. Because next game they're not desperate. Next game they're excited, and those are two different hockey teams you're going to play.
Oh, next game's gonna be a much different game.
Because they're going to be like, oh, we can look to clinch, or they're like, we can look to even it up, and then it's
the
like a brand new
Jets
series.
weren't ready in St. Louis, and then St. Louis, they came out with a ton of energy and they got that key early lead.
Well, that's the thing. Anytime there's an elimination game, like for the Pirates, we had it this year, where like you have to realize
You are the Pirates.
Okay, but like if you
audience might not know that.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is the team in which I am beer league OV for.
Yes, exactly. Division 15.
14 this year.
14. Okay, 14. They're moving up.
We moved up, but yeah, you really need to if the other team's on the brink of elimination, you need to play it like an elimination game.
Yeah,
they're coming out like cooking with gas. And you got to be ready for that, or you're going to get steamrolled, and then they're going to have momentum coming in the next game. They're going to build on having energy, skating you into the ground. All right.
Oh, they're yelling Connor again. Can we get them to shut up?
Back to 5-on-5. The Jets 15 shots.
No, that's not enough.
It's encroaching on the area where it's bad enough where you don't even make adjustments. You just say, oh, that was uncharacteristically awful. There's no way that's going to happen.
Was that Stanley? Stanley just took a run at that guy.
Yeah. Well, Stanley did. Shifley took a run at someone.
I wonder how much chippy stuff we're going to see at the end of this game. In this kind of series where it's been so physical, I have a feeling we will.
Yeah, the Jets should. I think the most useful Stanley could be is trying to break somebody's jaw and then getting ejected.
Okay, stop encouraging violence. You're concerning me.
Just for Stanley, because we play better with him off the ice. So
Clean body checks. That's what we're looking for.
yeah, head clean off of shoulders.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
Well, speaking of head clean off our shoulders, the Jets defense has been bisected in this game as a whole because we have not been able to protect the middle of the ice. We have not been able to control scoring chances or even passes through the kind of the Royal Road in the middle there. Like, it's been a clinic. We've been getting pieced up. We've not even getting diced. We've been getting minced. That's how finely these cuts are ripping us to pieces.
The minced garlic Jets.
Yeah.
Man, he got smoked. Yeah, Shen, maybe don't stop skating when you're a little bit hurt. Oh my God, he was mad.
Yeah.
This
All right,
is
Chad.
this is pretty goddamn embarrassing. This is pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
Oh
shit.
my goodness. Okay, we got some chats here. We got
Oh, what do we got?
Boston has the most wins in history in the regular season a couple years ago. What happened to them?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I know.
We got them right where we want them. On top of you, pile driving you into oblivion. Yo,
Wait,
mama is on top of me, pile driving me to oblivion.
what's going on in the chat?
Encourage violence, Spenny. I agree. I think that's all the Jets have left tonight.
No, okay, you
Hellebuck to the moon. Once again, Millsy, people have survived going to the moon. Hellebuck to the
Just
sun.
Just some clean body check, that's all.
No,
That's all.
Hellebuck's gotten, like, he's been strung out to dry here. Like, this has been bad. Like, our defensemen have been taking slap shots from the point. Get the puck through and on net. Why are you trying to put a hole on the boards back there?
There is nothing. Oh, look at this. This is getting
Good. Yeah, throw some hands.
How did Shen get hurt when he was the one cross-checked?
Man,
Oh my
if
God.
what Pionk should have done there, shoot the puck on net, try to fight Bennington.
Oh, here we go. We
He
got
was out like
Broberg's. Is that Broberg? Shen and Nemestikov went at it, but they're separated.
yeah.
Nemestikov just took another guy like a beast. I told
Well,
like what did I tell you about Nemestikov?
Shen would have murdered Nemestikov.
Broberg and Morrissey. What the hell's going on?
That's crazy. Well, Broberg is the TOI leader for the Blues. I'd throw him around.
Former Oilers legend.
Better than Nurse.
No, Nurse gets shit on too much.
Like, well, because he makes $9 million and he can't carry a second pair.
No, he doesn't. He makes 4. He will make 9.
No, he makes
He signed
9
a bridge
already.
No, he signed a bridge. He
I
signed like a 2 or 3 year bridge deal. This is the
hold
last year.
on.
So
Don't
he's
know
going
this
to make a lot more
contract.
money. I thought you said Bouchard.
No, Nurse's
Oh,
current
Nurse makes 9, yeah.
contract. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying Bouchard. No, yeah.
No,
Nurse makes
Bouchard gets shit on way too much. Nurse makes 9.25, and he needs somebody to carry him in second pair minutes, which makes him
Yeah.
a number 4 or 5 defenseman.
In fairness to him, I heard he was like a little bit better this year.
Well, post concussion, he was better.
And I actually think for like when everybody's like when Ekholm's healthy, which he's not, and they're already down 2-0, so they're probably already screwed. But Wallman on the right side of Nurse actually I think could be a really good second pairing for like,
Yeah, especially because Wallman is offensive.
And he can move the puck. He can skate.
He's not hit like Wallman.
He's not a liability defensively.
No, like
Wallman is Edmonton. Wallman is like Edmonton Pionk.
Yeah, but Wallman was a top pairing defenseman in San Jose, and he was one of the only defensemen who didn't get caved in his minutes. So like, Wallman is a good defenseman. It's just that Skinner is made of Swiss cheese, and the Oilers have never played defense in their lives. So, much like the Jets tonight, seem to have forgotten how to defend the middle of the flipping ice.
Defense, and over the season, they played defense.
Yeah, in the words of Mark Scheifele, what the flip? We can't flipping defend the middle of our flipping ice.
But with the Oilers, like the one thing I really noticed with them this year, it just seems like with the losses of their RFAs, Broberg and Holloway, it just really seemed like their lineup just never seemed that cohesive. Like, yeah, they made the playoffs.
No, well,
They
they
weren't
didn't
as consistent as
trust.
last year.
Yeah,
The new
Arvidsson was
guys they
worse.
brought in free agency, Skinner was like everybody thought Skinner was gonna be like
Yeah, well, they also
really
didn't
good.
really
He
want
was
Skinner
not
playing
good.
on the top line for some reason, but they got older and slower. Like
They got
they
yeah,
lost
they did.
Holloway, who looked like a stud and like he
They
was breaking
traded
out
they traded
in the
McLeod
postseason.
for Savoy, which I could still be a really good trade in the long run, but
But
for
they
this year it
didn't
looks
let
bad
Savoy
because
play. Yeah, Savoy hasn't really played in the NHL. He played like 2 games in the NHL. He looked great next to Draisaitl, and then they buried him in the AHL again.
he's
Why
20.
are
He's young. He's
No,
young.
he's
He
like
has time.
22 and he's a skill
No,
player
I don't think he's
and
that
he's
old.
too good for the AHL.
Maybe 21.
He's leading the team in points in the AHL. Why are you trading for young guys if you never want them? Like, are you expecting him to go 4 points a game in the A before you move him? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, we could talk
Bring him
about
up
other.
to the NHL and let him learn the league. Like, I
We could
I
talk about
hate
other
the way they
teams
do that
now
with young players. Yeah,
because I don't give a
because
shit
that's
about this
honestly
game.
talking about the
Our play.
Oilers being a dumpster fire is less depressing than talking about the current game that's on the screen right now.
Yeah, and then
This is a tough go.
yeah, it's like the two buyouts is such a brutal loss for Edmonton. Like imagine Edmonton having like Holloway, what he was this year, first line like elite two-way winger,
Yeah, having
60
Holloway and
points.
Broberg, like
Broberg like and legit like really good, on the low end, really good second pairing. On the high end, like maybe a guy that could play first pair minutes, even the way he was playing this year for St.
yeah,
Louis.
but I think like
And he
it
and
is
Broberg played was really good for the Oilers in the final last year.
yeah, but it's something about the organization because Holloway left, he did great. Broberg left, he did great. Fogle
McLeod
went
left
to LA and had like a
a
career year.
career year, yeah,
McLeod
a
went to
little bit more
Buffalo and
minutes.
had like a career
He
year.
had a career year by far. I think he
Even when
had
you go back, like when Cam Talbot leaves the Oilers, he gets better. When Dubnyk leaves the Oilers, he gets better. Like when players leave Edmonton, they
when
do better.
Mike Smith retired, he was happier in life.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's my boy Poink.
Okay. Yeah,
Woo!
okay. Okay. Okay, I'll celebrate. Okay, Kieran.
Yeah!
I'll do it. Okay. This is me reluctantly swinging my towel.
Yeah. Hey, there's
Neil,
I
the
didn't
real
pay attention
deal,
to how much
Neil.
time there is. I think there's about 7 minutes.
The real deal, Neil. Oh man, that was. You
Oh,
know
it looked
what?
like
You
Miller
know what,
Lite got an
Peter?
assist
You
there.
said that clappers from the point were not working for the Jets. So guess what? It's 6-2.
Well, again, it took the whole game. Somebody was finally screening Binnington. Look at this. It's a knuckle puck. Binner can't see anything
Man,
because
that was a
Nino is doing a full
full.
pirouette.
That was a full windup. You see that?
Yeah, first career playoff goal from Pionk?
They love to see it. That was a heat daddy
Hey, if
chin
we get a
tickler.
goal every minute and 20 seconds, we can do it.
Oh no, less than that, but like minute 40 maybe.
Wow, Mason Appleton, career playmaker. The Apple Tree himself, second assist.
Right off the vine.
Oh, yeah.
What did you say? What Appleton pun did you have earlier? Oh,
Peeled.
Appleton peeled off. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. We have some more stuff in the chat. We have Nurse gets shit on less than Line A does by choice.
What he was
No.
what does the by choice part mean?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. And then Millsy says, sorry to say, hockey isn't clean and it's violent and it's playoffs. Rules don't apply. That's the way the NHL made it.
I like good physical hockey, like. But
And
when
then,
you say
sorry to say,
when you say violence, I'm thinking like dirty shit that should be suspended. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I
but
don't.
that's
And like
part
the
of
way I want to,
the
sometimes
playoffs
it's hard, but I
is
don't want
suspension-worthy
players to get
garbage
hurt
being a
on the other
penalty.
team.
Like, I'm very willing. Let me explain this. I'm very willing to hurt people on the other team. But
Preface is
the injuries should not take more than a week to recover from. Permanent
you
injury,
can't plan
like
that.
major concussions or broken bones, I don't agree with that. If I can give you like a Charlie horse, or if I can just kind of rattle your cage a bit, or if I can like twist something or sprain something, yeah, I'm willing to do that. But I don't want to do that with a dirty action. I want to do that with a clean action with such brute force that your body caves under the weight of my body.
Okay, that's a good way to put it. I dig
So
that.
like I want to hit you clean, but hit you clean hard enough that your collarbone readjusts and it takes you until the end of playoffs for it to move back to its natural position.
Okay, I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, like Millsy is just willing to commit murder and arson and any other crime.
Even arson?
Oh, Millsy is like, I'd say in terms of a hockey player, he would be an anarchist. I think he'd be happy if refs just weren't a part of the game.
Yeah, I could see that.
We have talk about the Leafs win.
Uh-oh.
Go Senators.
Perfetti. Oh, Perfetti's getting ragdolled.
Yeah, well, he will.
How much
I
more
will say,
does
you know
Leafs
what?
ever
We
get
could
to?
talk about the Leafs win. They've been watching all night, and the Jets game is clearly going the way it's going.
Okay, let's talk about the Leafs game. Okay, so they got lucky to go up 3-0, and they're going to still choke and lose in 7.
Yeah, for
No,
sure they're
probably
going to
not.
choke.
No, probably
Benoit
not.
scoring is crazy. Stolarz
Simone
with a
Benoit
900.
scored.
Yep, in OT.
Stolarz has been really good.
For Matthews. Hey, I'd say the biggest story out of Toronto.
Matthews getting on the board is big.
Matthews getting on the board is big, but the biggest story out of Toronto, in my opinion, like Stolarz could be close. And it's not that he was bad in previous years, but since the Four Nations tournament, big game Mitch has been a factor.
Yeah.
He like Marner has seemed so much more composed and so much more unfazed by the pressure of a situation.
That's funny you say that, because I was literally that's literally exactly what I was thinking. I think a big thing for the Leafs is that Marner having that experience in the Four Nations, like he had, started off with the OT winner against Sweden. He had actually
Yeah.
had a few bad games, but then in the gold medal game, he has a big game, and I think just having a big game in a championship game, I think that just did so much for his confidence for
Yeah,
NHL
like
playoffs, where it'll just there won't be as much panic in his game when the moments get big.
yeah, well, and it's best on best, and he manages to, and he's playing with like Crosby and like the greats, and he makes
Well, he
his
was
space.
on the
He
line
can
with
dictate the
how
game.
often was he on the line with McDavid?
Yeah, and he just like he makes that pass to McDavid, and Matthews is a better natural goal scorer than McDavid, but Marner really, it's like it doesn't get harder than that. That Four Nations was a massive success for the league, and it was great competition. And for Marner to do that and win something as an NHLer, which he hadn't really done, and for it to be something where the skill level is so much higher than regular play, and people were obviously committed to playing it, and like getting that seal of approval from Crosby, from like whoever, like Doughty, whatever else, like a bunch of the old guard that they look up to, it really seems like Marner has chilled out a bit, and it seems like he's way more composed in games, and he's not making rookie mistakes anymore. So we'll see how far he can take them.
No, I think that'll be really big, because I think when Marner's playing his game, like I think just the chokes in the playoffs, it almost gets underrated with him. But he's like a really good two-way player. Like he PKs, his
Yeah.
even strength analytics are really
Well,
good in the regular season.
and he's
If you
also
could
been
if you could put that game in the playoffs with the right line mates, that could work.
yeah,
If
and
if
he's
if,
also
if
been like
he's not playing too nervous.
it's not like he's been bad in the playoffs. Like I'd say like Nylander is probably
in elimination games, he sucks in the playoffs. Marner.
Yeah, but Nylander's probably been their most clutch player, and then maybe JT, and then Miller, and then Matthews. Matthews hasn't done shit.
The whole big moments in the playoffs thing, yeah, I don't think that really bothers Nylander. So I think I agree that he's
no, but I think it looks like Marner's joining that group so that they have two of the core four that can show up. Because like Matthews is less visible than his hairline in elimination games.
Oh Jesus Christ!
So like, they both hide the second there's light on them. Like you can't. If Rachel's still watching, I know that they agree with me. Matthews just does not have what it takes. He recedes under pressure. But and like Tavares is just old. His 5G amulet doesn't block all the Wi-Fi or whatever.
The 5G amulet.
Whatever the hell. Hey, Stanley, throw him, toss him, buddy.
Oh, here we go.
Man, speaking of bad hairlines, Roddick Fox, just go bald, brother. It's not a great look.
I feel like the Europeans usually don't mind going bald.
Yeah.
That Matt Sundin type shit.
Yeah, the Sedins and then Pedersen.
No, I said Sundin, not Sedin.
I know, but also the Sedins went shaved and then Pedersen did it too.
I think Petey just likes that look. I don't know why.
Yeah, if he wasn't European, he'd look racist.
If he wasn't European?
Yeah, like if a North American guy shaved their head and looked like that, they would look like a skinhead. Like they would look racist.
Why can't?
But because he looks so European, he just looks like a Sedin. He looks like He looks like their lab
Swedish
child.
People can't be racist.
People shouldn't be racist.
No, I said like Swedish people can't be like what in what world are you living in that Europeans aren't racist?
I'm just saying they don't look as racist. They probably still
racist?
are. Maybe. If you want to put me
you
down,
you might have opened up a can of worms here, man. I don't even know why you'd bring that up.
You were the one who was pushing it.
No.
Anyway,
you brought it up. You brought it up.
What the hell? Okay. So, we have some YouTube chat. Spenny said, "I want your body to cave under the weight of my body" is the title of your off-ice highlight reel. That's called an adult video, Spenny, and I do have one. It's on the Patreon.
Good lord.
Good lord. Talk about the Oilers losing. I would rather make myself a tire swing from the nearest ceiling fan.
Look, this is gonna be.
Millsy said music to my ears.
Yeah.
My Lord and Savior Matt Sundin.
7-2 now. Captain. You just keep talking. Braco scored. Woo! I love cheering on the Jets. It's a double minor.
So you know what?
Penalties. Wow, that was a bomb.
Yeah, this is very bad of me. I know I'm supposed to be watching the game. When did they put Comrie in?
After the 6-2 goal. I can't even lie.
I didn't remember.
I can't even lie.
I was looking at, I was like, the movement, and then I saw the number, and I was like, oh.
Man, Miller looks
That's not good.
And there's still 2 minutes left of this penalty.
It's
bad.
Yeah.
For the inaugural stream, I wanted it to be an exciting, close game at least. Hopefully a Jets win. Really get into it. And, like, basically, like, halfway, like, when the score was 4-1 and onward, I'm like, man, I just want this game to be fucking over already.
Yeah, I was like, well, because also it didn't feel like the Jets were building a comeback. It felt like they were killing time. And it was like, okay, all right, that's enough.
Like, oh my god, I stayed up. I stayed up this late for this.
Chatters. Yeah, Millsy said,
seems
excited.
Seems pretty active in there. For what? Toronto?
But in a different way. Okay, all right.
Oh my god, we can't even stick to hockey for 1 second.
Oh, because it was the I want your body to cave under the weight of my body that I guess excited him. That's going in the list of my Pierre Maguire quotes. Not that he said them,
He
but that
can.
sounds like he'd say them.
Can you believe it?
Oh,
He can.
you're a big man with a big stick, or whatever Pierre said. I don't know. It's like, oh, Logan Stanley's a big D. If you put pressure on that big D, and they make sure they cover the right spots, you'll
Is
just
that a
get thrown
comment?
around all game. Probably.
Is that a YouTube comment, or you just throw that? You just get that off the top
No,
of
no,
your
I'm
head?
just ad libbing at this point.
Good God. Oh wow.
Apparently, Millsy and Spenny are absolutely loving this.
Oh my
Where's
God.
Stokes? I know
Shen-
Stokes is there somewhere. He's not commenting.
Shen is. What did Snuggeroo do that made the Jets so mad? Shen just gave him 6 vicious cross checks. Like,
Hell, I
what's
mean, at this
happening?
point, give him cross checks anyway. Who are
Is
these
that
guys?
his dad? Is that Snuggerud's dad? He looks depressed. He looks so concerned.
Yeah.
Is this another? This is
Yeah.
another
Okay, you
5-on-3.
know what? Keep taking penalties because you can only ever go down to 3 guys.
And now all these penalties is just making the game go on longer.
Yeah.
Oh
This
my-
is
You know what I'm gonna do
difficult.
after this?
What?
After this, I'm gonna rip some franchise mode before I go to bed, and I have a Jets franchise mode that I did the fantasy draft, so it's like all the rosters are random.
Yeah.
I drafted Connor Bedard first overall. It's already 2039, and he has 700 career goals with the Jets and 10 cups. So I'm gonna play that,
700 career goals. That's nasty.
and we have 10 cups in 17 years. Adam,
Oh, Lowry scoring would have been one nice thing to take away.
man, that was close too. I wish I had the capacity to feel something in this game anymore, but sadly I don't.
So, Comrie starts game 3, hey?
I'm not even gonna. I just wanted that little bit of silence, just so you could think to yourself how fucking stupid that was.
It's like, honestly, if you could do trades right now, I would scream at the Oilers to trade for Comrie, because Comrie for sure is better than Skinner and Pickard at this point.
Comrie had a good year. I feel like
Not
it's starting.
to mention Jack Campbell. I know people in the chat are Jack Campbell fans.
Jack Campbell stands.
Yeah, he fell off a cliff.
Yeah, poor guy. I think he's been.
Yo
going through a
Mama
lot.
starts game 4. Spenny, I'm gonna be honest. Beesky would probably have like a 9-15. She would not allow herself to lose.
Oh, we're finally down to less than 100 seconds left of this godforsaken game.
Yeah. No,
Well, while it's winding down, as much as the game sucks, this was fun. The first one, get a little rambling going. I think we started off really a little bit rigid, but we got a little looser as the time went on. Had a little bit of fun. For all of you that joined, I'm glad you're here, and even here through. If you're here now, then you've been here through a lot of shitty Jets hockey, but hopefully you've gotten some entertainment out of our tomfoolery. I'm glad you're here.
yeah, next time it's up, it sounds like there was a bit of a watch party for us here. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your pets, whoever it is. We can get it bumping in here.
I don't know where my cat is, but he was here quite a bit. I'm gonna make him tell his friends about the show.
Yeah, my cat does not have any friends because she hates other animals, but she can tell her enemies about this stream. I think that'd work.
She has enemies?
Oh yeah, we got her from my sister's barn because she hated the other animals, and anytime the other animals would try to play with her, she'd get mad.
I respect that.
You just got to know what you want.
10 seconds.
Oh yeah,
Till it's over.
and I am done. 2-1 series. Wow, we did so bad at shots. Bennington didn't even have a 900.
What did Hellebuck have?
2 goals on 18 shot. Hellebuck had like a 5 save percentage. Are you fucking kidding?
Not a 5, but
10.
not good. Not good.
No, he probably had like a
Not
750 or 740 or something. Let's see here. Stats. He had a
650.
760. I was very close. Comrie had a 667. Yeah, Bennington had an 890.
Stop calling me.
What?
You know who you are. Oh,
Huh?
why'd you take the call? You're giving them what they want.
I
Who is
did,
that?
but he didn't. He didn't hear me.
Just interrupted the show for no reason.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, much like the Jets game for the last 10 minutes, it's been over.
2-1. Now 2-0 to a 2-1 series lead. You really expected St. Louis to come out hard in this game, but they came out hard, and the Jets came out soft.
Yeah. Overall,
And
it's
by
like,
the time they somewhat got their game going, it was already 3-0, and even then, they really really never got their game going.
yeah, like as soon as
For
the
more
Jets
than
got a
for
little
more
bit
than
of
a
blood
shift
into
here and
them and
there.
they could stand up, there just wasn't much going on.
This has to be a full regroup. You hope Velarde's back. You hope Jamel is back. Man, they're still calling.
Yeah, no, they are. But I mean, game's over. There isn't much more to be said here, so I think we can
It is getting late. I am
probably put a
certainly
wrap on it.
I'm certainly ready to wrap after that game. So just finally, thanks everybody for joining, and hopefully we'll have a better result in the next game. I look forward to it, and look forward to making this thing the funnest Jets live stream experience you could see. And maybe we'll keep it a bit more PG next time. I think the game really got us distracted the way
Yeah,
it went.
well, thered be more to talk about if it was a decent game, and I mean,
That is true.
we didn't get too far into anything crazy. We were probably still PG-13.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you PG-13.
Yeah, I think we're there.
But
We just might have to get Spenny to not put the rest of the Josh Morrissey log cabin fan fiction in there.
yeah, just cut the rest of that out. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on Sunday. Hopefully, that's a much better game.
Yeah, have a good one, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.